Man, linemen don't get enough credit. Those dudes sacrifice their bodies by putting them in the way of linebacker locomotives. Also, someone else can score. But that's nothing compared to the ultimate blocker. Jesus, God's Son, sacrificed himself on a cross so we wouldn't have to pay for all the junk we've done that separates us from God. When you begin a relationship with him, he blocks the punishment that we all deserve for choosing our own way instead of his way. Why not start that relationship now by calling 888-NEED-HIM? Because you really do need him.
KMPN Burnett.
Man, linemen don't get enough credit. Those dudes sacrifice their bodies by putting them in the way of linebacker locomotives. Also, someone else can score. But that's nothing compared to the ultimate.
Test, 1, 2.
You're listening to 95.9 FM, KMPN Burnett, keeping him close by to Burnett, Marble Falls, and all the surrounding area. Now, from the ministries of the KHCB Network and Camp Peniel of Marble Falls, welcome to a special presentation. This 95.9 FM features the varsity football game of the week with the Burnett Bulldogs. Join in as play-by-play announcer Mark Edmondson brings all the action and highlights of another weekend of Burnett Bulldog High School football. He is joined by Roy Kaiser in order to give all the details of tonight's contest. For those of you who want to hear the regular programming of the KHCB network, go to khcb.org and listen via the internet or download the free KHCB app to your smartphone or tablet. Now it's time to bring you all the action of tonight's contest on 95.9 FM. So here's Mark Edmondson and Roy Kaiser.
It's Mark Edmondson coming to you live along with Roy Kaiser. And so appreciate that. Sorry, kind of trying to get everything ready to go. Welcome to week number 2 of Burnett Bulldog football on KMPN 95.9 FM and BTXSportsOnline.com. It is week number 2. The Burnett Bulldogs on the road for the first time this season as they travel not too far away as you fight through the traffic to Georgetown, Texas. Beautiful facility here at Georgetown ISD as they face the Georgetown Eastview Patriots. The Bulldogs out of District 4 4A D1. 0-1 on the season, coming up with that tough loss in the last seconds, 23-20 to Laga Vista. And then the Georgetown Eastview Patriots, they are 0-1 as well, as they lost 28-22 to Stony Point last week. So both teams looking for their first victory of the year. This is a home game for Eastview, but we're at the Georgetown ISD facility here. Really, again, beautiful facility for Georgetown High School and Eastview. First time that we've got to be here that I have is to call, and really nice facility here and set up. It looks like a beautiful evening for some football. Coach Kaiser, first thing for the Bulldogs is going to have to be kind of getting over that last-second loss last week. But, as we're going to talk about here as the night goes on, this is a team that lost a lot of players off that team that went 2 rounds into the playoff last year, and they're trying to find their way. It's about making plays when it matters, and last week came up a little bit short, but certainly some things to work on and improve on. But it got some early answers, but with a lot more out there to kind of find out about this team.
Well, there's no shame in losing to Laga Vista, Mark. They were a good football team. They had plenty of weapons, experienced quarterback, and I thought a really solid football team. Of course, you definitely wanted to beat Laga Vista, but because you played them tough, I think you build on that, and you played a good team then. You're going to come here and play a 5A Division I team, so you're not shying away from people, and you can go and teach your kids, we're going to go play good teams, and we're going to compete, and we're going to learn about ourselves. And that's the only way you can really learn about about any team, no matter what sport you're playing. So I think like you said, they had some questions answered. They're going to try to do some things tonight without some players, but you answer those questions and you fill the spots and you do the best you can.
Yeah, a couple other things I want to make sure of. Again, you can hear all the games that are on the road, audio only, and it is on www.btxsportsonline.com. You can go to the site again, thanks to Chad Nelson. But we are right now using the YouTube feed, so it has the video player, but it's only audio. So I know that is a bit of confusion. Do appreciate Chad. He's added some more instructions. If you do have trouble with the player on btxsportsonline.com, there's a direct link to the YouTube channel. And again, the games there you can go back and listen to all the games. They are archived there. So that's nice for us as well, but it is a little bit of a change. But the games, we're going to have all the games in audio, home and away. The home games, of course, we go through Damon's video feed, but on the road, we'll be bringing you all the games. So do take the time to, if you have any questions along the way, we'll keep working on it, but they are there. And, of course, thanks to KMPN, 95.9 FM. All the games locally can be heard, and they've got a great, strong signal. We have Caleb with us tonight. We appreciate that. As we get started, the other thing you might notice if you're joining us, let everybody know it's an early start. We did come on at 6:30. It is a 7 o'clock kickoff. We'll have one more of those in a couple of weeks, I believe, at Fredericksburg. But it is a 7 p.m. kickoff here tonight, so that's why we're on early. So kickoff is scheduled for just about 25 minutes from now. Going to go ahead and take our first break. We're going to have the Coach Ben Spears show. We come back, we'll get you ready for tonight's action. Game number 2, both teams, again, 0-1, so looking for their first victory of the year. The Burnett Bulldogs and the Georgetown Eastview Patriots on BTXSportsOnline.com and KMPN 95.9 FM.
Got a minute for a good word? Here's Dr. J. Vernon McGee with Through the Bible.
I will seek that which was lost. This is the shepherd that when he got one sheep lost, he goes out after it. And for the nation Israel, he'll do that for the church today. That's what he says of the church today. And there was a shepherd that had 100 sheep. One sheep got lost. What did he do? Forget it? So, man, if a little fellow wants to run off, after all, 99 sheep, that's a pretty good number to come through with. But this shepherd says, I started out with 100. I'm going to come through with 100. Vernon McGee's going to be there, not because he's a smart sheep, because sheep are stupid. He's going to be there because I got a wonderful shepherd. And he says, I will, I will, I will. And again and again.
Join a faithful company of people on the Bible bus as we go through the Bible.
It's week number 2 in the Coach Ben Spears show, head coach of the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs are 0-1 after a tough 23-20 loss to the Lago Vista Vikings last Friday. Your thoughts on the game?
Well, football's a funny game, as you know. It's a game of inches, and I think we saw ourselves losing some inches here and there on defense or offense that could have easily won us a game. I know we had a chance to really put it away on offense, and then we had another chance to end it on defense, and we just didn't get it done. Overall, there's mistakes made, and we have some self-inflicted wounds, as we would call them, whether it's procedure penalties or coverage breakdowns. Those things that you find out real quick in game 1 that what you need to work on, and you'd like to see us be a little bit more disciplined in some areas. But I also got to remember that for most of these guys, this is their first varsity experience, especially defensively. I looked the other day when I sent you all the starters and was like, wow, we have 2 returning starters. So gotta remember that. But overall, was proud of the kids, as always, in their effort they give against a bigger opponent. But had a chance there to win it in the end, and that's all you can ask for week in, week out, is be in a position to win it, and hopefully we get a different result this week.
Obviously, evaluating the team is an ongoing process, but how helpful is having a full game in the books in for the players and coaches to see where you are?
Yeah, player-wise, absolutely. Just what we spoke about, having those guys, having that first varsity game under their belt. They're not gonna be so starry-eyed come this Friday, hopefully. We are on the road, but hopefully, they're like, hey, I've done this before, and they're just gonna build confidence and each week, and excited for them to get an opportunity to get back out on the field. Coaches, I think it's important, like you said, evaluating the kids and who can do what. And it's easy to sit there Saturday morning and like, man, we should have gave that ball more to him, or man, why didn't we have such and such on the field more? And sometimes we get caught up with, we call it the fog of war. Man, you're in the middle of it, you get tunnel vision, you get so focused on one thing, you forget some things around you, or you can't see it. And looking back, it's always, 20/20 vision is always clear when you're looking behind you and looking in the past, but in the presence, it's kind of hard. So it's a learning experience for us with these kids, and also a new staff. We've got a bunch of new guys, and we're kind of feeling out our places and where we belong, and how we mold and fit together. And it doesn't have to be all great and perfect and right now, but come first game of district, we better be pretty close.
The Bulldogs travel to face Georgetown Eastview this week. What can you tell us about the Patriots offensively and defensively?
Well, they're very athletic, very athletic. You watch them on film, and you just see lots of athletes. I think we'll see for us on defense, we're probably going to see the most athletic, talented backfield in all our pre-district games easily until we get to district and we start seeing Lampasas and Brownwood and Stephenville. Those guys carry their own talent, but this very very quick, very athletic. They can very easily make a break and take it to the house. So we're definitely want to bottle them up, make them earn things on defense. Offensively, they sit out of their 4-2-5 and they'll jump in a stack, a 3-3 stack, and we're just going to have to see what they give us. And the old saying is, run where they're not and throw where they weren't, or they were. And so, and I think Coach Brewer has done a great job with those and getting those guys prepared. And big thing going this week, we want our kids to be confident. We don't have to draw up something so great, a scheme or schematics that, it's mind-blowing to everyone. We just have to be confident in what we do and how we do it and let the kids, let them play fast. We also have to be, smart, play clockwise. We're gonna chew the clock. We're gonna, and the old term is we're gonna bleed them to death. Okay, and try to snap when it's under five or under, and make them earn. No big shots downfield, no big plays. Just make them put together a drive, and if they put in a 12, 15 play drive and score, well, that's hats off to them. Okay, but we can't have 88 and out the gate, and all of a sudden they're playing the fight song and it ain't ours. We've got to make sure we make them earn everything.
It was an odd week with no school on Monday or Tuesday. Did it force any adjustments or add challenges for the team?
Yes, Labor Day, it's always a question mark, especially for the young group of freshmen, and that's new to them, practicing on Labor Day, the day that they normally have off, and so it is. Of course, our older guys have been in the program. They know. Hey, we always say, hey, well, what's the definition of labor? Well, it's work. So on Labor Day, we will labor, and it's we actually adjusted practice times a little bit. We pushed it back an hour, so we'll give them an extra hour of sleep, everybody an extra hour of rest. And then we brought all three teams in, so freshmen through varsity, freshman, JV, and varsity, brought them in Monday, worked them out at the same time, got all our weights and everything done. And so pretty much they were done about 10:30 or so, and had the rest of the day to go do with that. I know in years past we've given them the option: do you want to do it early in the morning, or you want to come back, 11 o'clock or something, do it? And they're like, no, let's do it in the morning. So give them some time to their families, or go fish or something a little bit on their own. So that's an adjustment. Tuesday, we kind of try to keep it normal as possible. Guys came in early in the morning, so 6:15 with the varsity and JV, and about 2:30 with the freshmen. So that's kind of their norm. And then we had some teacher stuff in the middle. So we're trying to keep it normal. It's good to have change every once in a while to break up the monotonous and stuff, but we also want to get them into that groove where they'll be at for the rest of the season.
Well, thank you, and as always, good luck. It's Mark Edmondson, Roy Kaiser back with you live here from Georgetown ISD field. It is a shared field. I'm not sure I know. He's a longtime coach. I don't Birkelbach, pardon me for that, field here. But it is shared by Georgetown High School and also by Eastview, the Patriots, the Bulldogs' opponent tonight. They have a beautiful school of their own, stadium, but used for sub-varsity. So really nice to be able that they share this stadium with Georgetown High and Eastview. So beautiful turf field. And again, I don't know how long this one's been here, but it is a beautiful facility location. And we do appreciate you joining us tonight. Thanks to Coach Spear, as always, gives great insight on, everything going on. And I always like it with the touch of humor in there. And you always got to have that. Well, with anything, but I imagine as Coach Kaiser knows, in the coaching business, got to have it along the way. He's always smiling, aren't you, Coach Kaiser?
Always.
Always. So we'll have the starters in a minute. Just as we come back into this, you heard Coach Spear talking a little bit about the team, and then this week, the short week and everything. But it is a young team that they're really trying to find their way. I know when we talked, and you had mentioned this very appropriately last week, looking at the starters, well, as we said, we're going to do in a minute, and I believe it was only maybe 2 starters returning from last year on defense. That's a big deal. A lot of play, not just talent-wise could be in there, but also just fitting those pieces together.
And Coach Spear moving from the DC to the head coach, that's a change too, and obviously he's still there and quite involved with the defense, but you've got a lot of changes in that, and so you've got a lot of things to figure out. And listening to Coach Spear in the show just a while ago, I think they've learned some things. They're gonna try to implement those tonight. We've been coming to this stadium. This stadium is at least 10 years old, if not just a little bit longer. We've played a lot of 7-on-7 football games here, but never have played, to my recollection, a real football game at this place. But it's a beautiful place, and it's well taken care of.
I don't believe
No.
varsity level. I don't. I think I'd remember
Nor
that.
Georgetown. So
Yeah.
this is a first for us tonight as well.
I do appreciate you joining us. It isn't a 7 p.m. kickoff. We'll be back to 7:30 next week, so we'll go back on the air at 7. This is going to be an interesting 3 weeks also for the team, as this is the first of 3 weeks in a row on the road. Next week we'll be at Little. Tried to put those together. You get liver. That's not a good thing. Little River Academy. The Bumblebees, another team I know we've never faced at varsity football in the time I've done it, and then Fredericksburg, I believe, ends that run on the road. So the next 3 weeks, and that's going to be interesting too. And it'll say a lot about this team because it is tougher now. It might be some things easier about it. As far as, you maybe don't have to think as much at home games or you sit around and not you worry. Well, at home, if you're leaving, you get on the bus, you go, maybe some of those positives. But it's also hard. You're going to the other team's home, usually bigger crowds and things like that. So, it's going to be an interesting test for this team as well, I think.
And Academy is quite a bit further to travel. And they'll have some good athletes. They always do. We play them in basketball just about every year. So the next 3 weeks,
Bumblebees.
They are. And the next 3 weeks we'll face some really good athletes, but maybe none as impressive as some of the ones that we've seen tonight or read about. And I think Mark's going to talk some offense, but they've got 2 really good running backs.
We'll get to that. So we can go in. Nice segue into. Let's get some starters. First for the Bulldogs offense, starting at quarterback will be Rhett Murray. Running back Chris Kasner. You'll also see Coronado in that spot tonight running the ball. I do think they are going to look to – well, you heard Coach Spear say it, talking about doesn't mean you can't throw passes in there, and they will, but running the clock down. And so I think they want to chew up clock, and a part of that I believe will definitely be trying to keep that running game going. So he and Coronado I think will get a lot of carries. That wide receiver – thought Matthew Williams, there's no doubt in my mind, had a great game last week. Really caught some tough catches for the Bulldogs in that win. Also at wide receiver, Marcus Pimentel and Colt Stanford and Aiden Sanchez, caught one of the touchdown passes. So had some receivers step up. That's going to be important because they lost a lot in that receiving core last year as well. The offensive line, Shane Ikonen, Brandon Westbrook, Jonathan Ryder, Nathan Torres, Johnny Sharon, and Riley Howe. And, that's going to be a key. Can the offensive line, open up those holes? It doesn't do – you're not going to grind out a game on the ground or anyway is 3 and out. So they're going to have to be able to find some holes, open some holes for those running backs, and give time to Murray. He's a good pocket passer. And he has some mobility, but he's not looking to get out and run. And you've got to have that time to be able to throw it downfield. It was a big hit late in that game that hurt the Bulldogs. It came in on a hit when they were in a situation to try to help themselves. So that is the Bulldogs' offense.
Defensively for the Bulldogs, they are going to continue to run the 3-4, and the down linemen for the Bulldogs, the ends will be Noah Billick and Alejandro Ochoa, and the nose tackle will be Holden Valdez. Very solid game last week, as he made a lot of tackles. And then the 4 linebackers, you've got Josiah Coronado and Marcus Pimentel at the outside linebackers. The middle linebacker would be Riley Howe, and the will linebacker Chris Kastner. So pretty solid group right there. They're going to try to replace Park, who's not playing this week, who made quite a few tackles and made an impact in that first game. And then the secondary, the cornerbacks, David Prather and Matthew Williams. And Williams had an impressive game offensively last week. So, and then finally the safeties, Colt Stanford and Cason O'Hare. So, Mark, you're seeing a lot of names as we're starting offensively and defensively for the Bulldogs.
All right, now the offense for Eastview. We're about under 10 minutes from the scheduled kickoff of tonight's game here from Georgetown, the Georgetown ISD Sports Complex. Neither team has come onto the field. The offensive starters for the Eastview Patriots. And there will be some names that are going to be a little tough at times tonight. Not all in the starters, but some others. And I do apologize. I will do the best I can. We do have they gave us a nice roster with some pronunciation. I can't even say that word, so how am I going to be able to say their name? So with the way you pronounce their names, that will help, but a couple are going to be tough. The starting quarterback for Eastview, Ty Blair at running back. Keyston Rainey, wide receivers Luke Martin, Caleb Hill, Tanner Nampkin, and McKinnon Thorpe. The offensive line, Joshua Claypool, Oziah Owens, Justin Vasquez, Andres Rodriguez, and Brian Hodgkiss. And you say, oh, those weren't too bad. No, those weren't too bad. Those are not the ones that concern me. So, but that is the starting offense for the Patriots.
So I'll give it a go with these names. On the defensive side. On the defensive side, the Patriots are going to run a 4-3. So their 4 down linemen are going to be Ty Temples, Aaron Reyes, Jacob Vasquez, and Tyson, where does his name go? Iga Woko. And Ija Woko is a 4-star athlete who has committed to Texas Tech, and he looks every bit of a Division I football player as he's warming up.
Well, I'm going to get myself in trouble here, but for the Texas Tech fans. But I did see some of the game.
I watched the whole game because I was frustrated with the A&M game, so I kept watching ACU.
And ACU put up a lot of points on Texas Tech.
So maybe Texas Tech needs
he's
another.
a defensive player, and he can turn it around for him.
Well, Grant Jones went to ACU, and he didn't suit up.
Okay, I was wondering. I did wonder,
right.
but I did not know.
And he didn't travel, but I know he's trying to earn him a spot. But ACU was fun to watch, and that's a whole nother subject. But loved their offense, and man, they gave the Red Raiders every bit of what they wanted.
Yes, Tech did win that game, and what did it go to overtime?
It was overtime, 53-53, I think, and then
here come the Bulldogs onto the field. Through the tunnel, and in all white tonight, white pants, white jersey tops with the green numerals. And probably pretty easy to see, but I will say we're ways up here, so that they do have a giant board here that might help at times, but we're a pretty good ways up here in this big press box. It's a great view, but still, those are good easy to read numerals, the green on the white.
Well, this press box reminds me of a lot of places we've been, and it is pretty nice. I'll finish these out,
Yes.
Mark. Middle linebackers for the Patriots: Kai Childs, Isaiah Davenport-Bell, Sam Arnett, and the safeties: Seth Dimmel, Grady Dickerson, Aquavius Marbury, and here's the one I saved for last: Lord Isapunwu.
And that is his name. He wasn't just praying before he tried to say the name. It is Lord Isapunwu. And so I'm gonna try. I might just call him Lord.
Or numbers. We may go
So
numbers tonight.
both teams are on the field. I think we're gonna have. Let's see if they'll have the captains first. If they do, I'll let you get their captains. Well, let's try to get ours for us from up here. Are they going to do the color guard is coming on, so we're going to have the national anthem first. So we'll go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we will have the coin flip and tonight's kickoff. Again, you can go to btxsportsonline.com. Thanks to Chad. He's put us a logo on there that says click here. It'll send you the YouTube channel where you can listen to the audio feed of tonight's game. So thank you for tuning in to Burnett Bulldog Football. Burnett and the Eastview Patriots of Georgetown on btxsportsonline.com and KMPN 95.9 FM.
Author Roy Lacine tells of his father's final days on earth. The doctor had told my dad he had only a few days to live. When my dad heard the doctor's report, he got all excited. "Really?" he exclaimed. "You mean I get to go be with Jesus?" My dad began telling people who visited him, "Before you go, let me give you my new address." That brings up a question. Do you know what your address will be after you pass from this life? You can know. There's a reassuring verse in the Bible which says, "Yes, we are fully confident and would rather be away from these earthly bodies, for then we will be at home with the Lord." And where is Jesus now? According to 1 Peter 3, Christ has gone to heaven. That means when a Christian dies, his new address, very simply, is heaven with Jesus. You may say, how can I be sure I will go to heaven? Am I good enough? Good question. You see, there's no sin in heaven. So because all of us have sinned, we need someone to die in our place for us to have God's forgiveness that would let us go to heaven. So God sent his son Jesus to die on the cross to pay the penalty for our sins. He died, was buried, and rose from the grave to complete that requirement. Romans 10:9 says so plainly, if you openly declare that Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. I have written this to you who believe in the name of the Son of God, says the Apostle John, so that you may know you have eternal life.
You've been listening to Encouraging Words with Darlene Sala. Visit guidelines.org for more.
Mark Edmondson, Roy Kaiser back with you live here from Georgetown ISD's sports complex. The Burnett Bulldogs and the Georgetown Eastview Patriots. About that, we've had our national anthem. About to have the coin toss. Yeah, you got theirs on this side. The Patriots wearing mostly red. It's red pants and jerseys, and theirs actually show up a little better than the Bulldogs. The captains for the Bulldogs is going to be Marcus Pimentel. Also walking out there is Chris Kasner, Jonathan Ryder. I want to make sure on this side it is that, check that number on this outside. I'll have to see. I can't tell who that number is. So let's go ahead and say theirs.
All right. For Eastview, number 2, Luke Martin. Number 3, Keystone Rainey. Number 9, Tyson Ijawoko. And 19, Caden Childs. And is it not 20? Is it not
20? Kasner.
10.
Well, that's what I thought, but what you said earlier.
Okay.
And
You're
so,
right.
And so if it is 10, unless they've changed something, that's Trevin Park. But my understanding, he wasn't playing tonight, so that's why my confusion there.
Yeah, that's
as
not
you'd
him.
mentioned.
That's
so,
not him.
So we have somebody else in that
Correct.
jersey, and that's why I hesitated. Apologize for that. And the toss was won by Eastview, and then the Bulldogs are going to receive. So Eastview did defer. I believe that's how that went. So the Bulldogs definitely will get the opening kickoff.
We didn't announce, Mark, that starting at athletic trainer for the Eastview Patriots is none other than Angel Rios, who maybe that was 11. I don't know. It was 10.
It was 10.
Who we lost to Eastview this summer, and probably one of the greatest athletic trainers I've ever worked with. And I haven't had a chance to see Coach Rios, but we'll definitely try to before I leave tonight.
And this is just one of those, I did not know him then. My very first teaching job, and it had 54 people in the high school, Gustine, Texas. Coach Rios was from Gustine, and I found that after a few years working together. I didn't know that, and just one of those strange coincidences, but a great guy, yes.
One of my friends from high school was the superintendent at Gustine for a while.
Who was that?
Her name was Patty Blue. Or it is Patty Blue. She's moved to Abilene now, but
we'll have to talk about that later.
It was later.
Later,
it
yeah.
was later.
My first job in 1992 tells you how old I am. All right, so it is going to, let's talk football. Maybe we can get back on where we're at. I have no idea. It is going to be the Patriots to kick off, the Bulldogs to receive. We appreciate you joining us wherever it might be. A little early start here tonight, and it is teed up. Number 44 going to kick it off, Aaron Reyes, and he line drive kick going to take a bounce off the leg of one of the Bulldogs, picked up by Stanford on his feet and is tripped up about the 25, 26-yard line, and we're underway. Thank you for listening to Burn It Bulldog Football on KMPN 95.9 FM Burn It and on BTXSportsOnline.com. Was our top of the hour just to start at 7 o'clock? Go ahead.
Not bad since we kicked the ball forward on the kickoff.
That's true. Off the leg, Stanford picks it up, and they do mark it right at the 25-yard line where the Bulldogs will start their first drive. So see if they can get something started offensively. Murray at quarterback, Kasner to his right. First play from scrimmage. Again, a beautiful evening for football. Trip receivers to the right. Murray keeps it himself, and he is hit quickly and thrown down hard. And it was a gain of nothing. So that looked like a design run all the way, but nowhere to go as Murray is taken down. It's second down and 10.
Well, Murray, it looked to me like he was going to hand that off, but there wasn't a running back there. He's put the ball out to hand it off, but there wasn't anyone there.
A little confusion on the first play. Coronado to the right of Murray now on second and 10. Two receivers to the right. Going to hand it off to Coronado, and he's hit in the backfield. They're able to come through and nowhere to go. Right off the start, they're quick off the ball, the defensive line, and the Bulldogs going to have to do something about that in a hurry. A loss of 2 as Coronado was swallowed up.
Yeah, the defensive line there, Mark, just we stood up and they went right by us. So we're gonna have to do a much better job.
As Coronado got the ball, he got hit.
And if that's the case, consistently, then Murray's not gonna have any time to throw.
Third down and long, where you don't want to be. First possession of the game. Two receivers to the right. 3rd and 12. Murray. Pressure comes. He doesn't get rid of it on the ground, and it's a fumble and recovered at the 13-yard line. He's got to know to get rid of that. They came from the outside, but he had a moment, but he held on, and he got hit hard. Ball comes loose and is recovered. They're going to mark it at the 14-yard line. So a fumble, and Eastview has a perfect start here as they'll start at the Burnett 14.
Yeah, actually number 20 for Eastview, Isaiah Davenport-Bell came on a stunt from his linebacker spot, and no one picked him up. And, Murray really, he had no chance. He never saw him. Came from his blind side.
It is 1st and 10 from the 14. Again, their quarterback is Ty Blair. Blair gets the snap. He's going to throw on first down to the end zone, and it is touchdown to number 3. One play is able to pull it in. That is number 3 is Keyston Rainey. So it's from Blair to Rainey. And Eastview, with less than 2 minutes off the clock, they line up for a 2-point conversion, leads 6-0. Now they switch into a regular extra point kicking.
Mark, there's no way that's a touchdown. He was a foot out of bounds when he caught that.
It looked like he was well out of bounds, but the Bulldogs trying to run somebody off late.
Wow.
And here's the extra point. Snap is back. Hold is good. Kick is on the way.
Referee stopped that play.
Let's see what this was. Delay a game on the extra point was good, but it won't count yet because they had a delay, did Eastview. It is 6-0. It was as in full speed. It looked like as he caught it, he was past that edge, but it was on the far side. But the ref kind of was standing at the marker and looked over the shoulder and had the touchdown call. So now they back it up to the 8-yard line for the extra point attempt. Still going to try to kick it. They had movement. They didn't call that one. The extra point is good again. So they get 2 chances at it, and they do make it the second time. So we're going to keep it right here. So it was a 14-yard touchdown, whether it be or not. But the big thing is right now the Bulldogs offense is about to have to go back out there, and they're going to have to find some way to keep that Eastview team out of the Burnett backfield.
Well, they're pinning their ears back and coming after Murray. So, maybe you can run some quick slants, some quick outs, something to get rid of the football quickly, and you're not going to be able to stand back there for 2 or 3 seconds and try to survey the field the way they're coming. And they sense that we can't block them, and that's what it looked like on the first series.
Yes, it did. It is 7-0 at the 10:24 mark here in the first quarter. So Eastview jumps out quickly, gets a turnover, short field, and one play they score. And they lead 7-0. So they'll kick off again. Reyes to kick off for the Patriots. This one a little higher, a little shorter. Return from the 10-yard line by Kasner. Is hit at about the 25, pushes forward to near the 30-yard line.
Kasner did a good job there punishing the tackler, stuck his helmet right in his chest, although he's kind of hobbling off, so we would hate to lose him for any amount of time.
They get it to the 30. It is 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at their own 30. They trail 7-0, 10:15 to go in the first quarter. Murray with Coronado to his right, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. On 1st and 10, Murray going to hand it off to Coronado, and he spins forward. If they give him, they really should have given him a yard. His knee never went down, but they don't even give him that. It's back to the 30. And again, they're having somebody, they're finding a spot, and they're running somebody in there, and they're in the backfield by the time the Bulldogs can get the handoff.
Yeah, those 3 down linemen are engaging our line, and then they're sending their linebackers just full out, making tackles.
2nd and 10. Murray to throw. Gets rid of it. Catches.
There it was. That was good.
And get it out quick, but catch not made as it was off the hands of Riley Howe. But they did try to get it out in the flat. If you complete one of those, but even that, you could see the speed of the safety coming quickly to cover a lot of ground. But it's 3rd and 10 quickly. Right now, all Eastview Bulldogs trying to find some answers. And you talked about slowing the game down. That's a good plan, absolutely. But you're not able to make any positive yards. You can't do that, obviously, as well. Trip receivers to the right on 3rd and long. Murray rolls to the right, has a moment, throws it deep, and catch is made. Was that yes, it was. What a tremendous catch by Marcus Pimentel.
Wow, that
Pimentel, what a job. Get the defender all around him, the ball a little underthrown. You could have said there was some contact there, and Pimentel just fought for it on a big play. Bulldogs needed some life, and that gave them a little bit as it takes it all the way down to the 31-yard line. Like, was that 40 yards, 39 yards? Yeah, 39-yard reception from Murray to Pimentel. 1st and 10. Wow. Throws it out. They get it out in the flat. Makes one man miss, still on his feet inside the 30, and that was Pimentel again with the catch. But again, they close so quick, but he does get yardage down to about the 27-yard line, gain of 4.
You know, I was going to say on that last play, or the play before that Murray had the deep receiver. He threw to the out, which was probably the right thing to do, but the defense bid on that pretty quickly. So on the long play, Murray was able to scramble around enough and make just a great throw.
Yeah, he rolled to the right away from the pressure. Man goes in motion. Going to throw, slant, catch is made inside the 20 to the 15. I believe that was Williams. Williams with the slant to the 15 and a first down, a gain of 12. Nicely done. Bulldogs just looked like nothing could go right. Now driving. Can they complete it, get it in the end zone? They trail 7-0, 8-12 to go. Well, I do like the toughness of the receivers going and getting some balls, and it's firing up the team.
When we saw that last week with Williams, he went and got a football out of the air, and so Murray can just put it up there if those guys are go battle for it.
1st and 10 at the Eastview 15. Murray's man goes in motion, now sets up again. Handed off to Coronado up the middle. He weaves his way for a couple of yards. Still, you know, you got to stick with that.
Sure.
Not a lot of room right now. But he picks up to the 13, a gain of 2. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 8. So the Bulldogs trail 7-0, but the big pass play on 3rd down, giving them new life. Inside the red zone at the 13, now definitely milking the clock. Looking to the sideline, under 10 seconds on the play clock now. Now they set up 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Coronado to the right of Murray. Murray gets the snap. He's going to throw it. Slant is not able to come up with that one. It was on money. I think was he going to Pimentel again?
Pimentel, yep.
And it'll be 3rd down.
It looked, Mark, like he threw a pretty accurate football. It was right in his hands.
Yeah, no, it was there.
Now, Pimentel was dealing with 11.
Coming in.
Kind of on him, but
Marcus slapped his hand. He knew he had a chance at it. It was not an easy one, but a good throw there from Murray. It brings up 3rd and 8. 3rd and 8. They've gone inside. Coronado to the left of Murray. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. And now,
why is that a penalty?
A false start.
He just went in motion.
It will be 5 yards marked off against Burnett. So that moves it back to the 18-yard line. Still be 3rd down.
Huh.
I'm not. I wasn't sure. I saw one go in motion. Unless 2 of them were moving at the same time.
No, I don't see. Yeah, I do. The slot receiver was in motion.
3rd and 12. 3rd and 12. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Murray in shotgun. Has a little time, throws it up. Coronado and couldn't get away, kind of got bumped, and Murray had to rush that a little bit. Let's see what the Bulldogs decide to do. It'll be 4th and 12, the ball at the 18. We have not. Last week we missed an extra point. We've had some more success kicking, but this would be a pretty long one against a team that has shown they can get there in a hurry.
That's true.
Right now the offense staying on the field, 4th down and long, 4th and 12. Can get a first down at about the 5-yard line. And here we go. Murray, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Pressure comes, and he's hit, and he throws it up and incomplete. So they brought the pressure, and it'll be a turnover on down. So the Bulldogs do at least flip the field there after they were 3rd and long. Now you're going to have to see if the defense can come help. You did buy it some time there, 6:52 to go. So, and there's one of those, you take some positives out of it. The Bulldogs did. After that first drive, you're like, can you compete with them? And there you show you can. Now the defense is going to have to do that.
We're going to have to figure out how to block.
Here we go, 1st and 10. And we're out of sorts. They looked to throw it, and somebody was wide open, and number 10 already up past the 30. We were all out of sorts there. We weren't even lined up. Caleb Hill makes the catch out to the 33-yard line.
Eastview's going to try to make up all that yardage in the next couple of plays by going up tempo.
And they shift offensive linemen and 2 receivers to the right. They're spread wide, and they're going to hand it off to the back on the left side. Let me see who got that carry. I think that was Rainey. Rainey with the carry, and he picks up about 5 up to the 38-yard line. Gain of 5, 2nd down and 5. And they are quick tempo. Bulldogs trying to shift side to side. 2nd and 5. Quarterback in the pocket throws, wide open out in the flat. Nobody near number 2, Seth DeMel. DeMel gets a 1st down pass midfield to the 47-yard line. A 15-yard gain into Burnett territory, and they're quickly to the line of scrimmage again now. Look to the side.
That was a nice play, Mark. They sent the slot receiver across the field, and the safety went with him, which vacated that spot.
Blair gets the snap. He looks to throw, and again the same, but that's
a
dropped
fumble.
that time.
Pick it up.
Not sure. They called incomplete.
He took 2 steps. I
don't think he ever controlled it. You might see again,
so.
But I wish. But definitely, you don't wait. You pick it up.
You got to sell it. At this point, you need to sell it.
Incomplete pass, 2nd and 10. That same spot on the opposite side, though. We're playing well off of that receiver snap. This time a direct snap to Rainey. Bulldogs trying to spread it out. He's still on his feet. Don't give up on the play. Good job by the Bulldogs. Not giving up, as it was Rainey who took a direct snap in the backfield. But the Bulldogs read that well, did not let him get to the corner, and he ends up losing a yard or 2, I think.
Yeah, great pursuit.
48.
Great pursuit by Burnett.
Say no gain.
Sorry about that.
No,
5 tacklers over there.
3rd and 10. Blair back at quarterback. Snap to him. Throws out in the flat, and it was late to catch made, but not for the 1st down. That was made by Luke Martin. We got a 4th down and a solid 4 yards. The Bulldogs looking to try to get off the field. They had trouble with this last week.
They did, but I tell you, what's the quarterback's name? Where is he?
Blair.
Blair. He can sling it, and he doesn't.
Quick.
He's got a strong arm.
It is 4th down and 4. The Bulldogs, and they are in a bunch formation. They've got a pistol formation, now split everybody out wide. Now empty backfield, direct snap. They get it to Rainey. Rainey to the outside, and he's going to get the 1st down. And at that point, they just were able to spread it so wide that we couldn't get there. And he gets yardage to the 31-yard line, 10-yard gain on 4th and 4. They're quickly back in shotgun. 1st and 10. Eastview continues the drive. Trip receivers to the left, 1 to the right. The quarterback rolls on his feet, pass out in the flat, and goes through the hands of the receiver with the coverage right there close. Incomplete. I'm kind of glad Blair didn't pull it down and run. Looked like he had a lot of room, but 2nd and 10.
That's a great hit by Coronado. He went ahead and punished Martin, who wasn't able to hold on to that ball.
2nd and 10 from the Burnett 31. Bulldogs trail 7-0 here in the 1st quarter. Blair going to hand it off to Rainey this time, and good job by the Bulldogs getting to the point of attack. Gets to about the 28-yard line, gain of 3, but it'll bring up 3rd down, 3rd and 7.
Nathan Torres with a hard hit on that tackle. And that's what the Bulldogs have to do.
Yes.
They've got to answer with some physicality here.
Yes. 3rd and 7 from the 28-yard line. Blair has Rainey to his right. Bulldogs try to bring pressure. They do hit as he throws, but gets it away. Catch is made. Bulldogs were half a step away from getting a sack, but instead Luke Martin catches it and gets down to the 16-yard line. 12-yard gain, 1st and 10.
Bulldogs are going to try to make some substitutions here, and they're going to have to hustle.
It is 1st and 10. That was close, but, boy, that's a tough throw getting hit like that, and he put it right on the money to Martin. Trip receivers to the left. Ball at the Burnett 16-yard line. Going to throw. Slant. That was off a little bit, incomplete. They faked the handoff to Rainey, then tried to throw it to the slot, and it was behind him. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Well, the slot has been open on most of these plays, and they're doing a good job of redirecting our safeties to create those openings.
2nd and 10 from the 16-yard line. Again, trip receivers to the left. Blair, the quarterback. Rainey to his left. Snap back. Going to hand it off to Rainey. Rainey lowers his shoulder, and Bulldogs stayed at home. Good job there. Was that Coronado, I think, who got the first hit on him. Gets it to the 12-yard line. It was a gain of 4, but it'll bring up 3rd down and 6. Bulldogs have forced them into some 3rd downs, but, again, Eastview been able to keep the drive going. 3:19 to go first quarter, 7-0 Eastview. They are driving. They're at the Burnett 12, 3rd and a long 6. Pistol formation. Blair at quarterback. He's going to throw to the end zone. Catch it, not made. A ball too high, trying to go to Martin, but over his head. Brings up a 4th down. Let's see what they do here. 4th down and 6 from the 12.
This would be huge. They're going to go ahead and kick it, which I think is probably a good idea for them. If they happen to not make this, then that gives a little bit of momentum to the Bulldogs.
You know, and these are one of those things you might do different in a different time of the year, but you might want to see what your team responds and what your kicker does. The snap is back from the 19-yard line. Kick is on the way. Plenty of leg, and it's good. And it is, with 3:03 to go, 10-0 Eastview. So the Bulldogs do force the field goal attempt. It's good. We'll take a short break. You're listening to Burnett Bulldog Football on BTXSportsOnline.com, KMPN 95.9 FM.
Man, linemen don't get enough credit. Those dudes sacrifice their bodies by putting them in the way of linebacker locomotives. Also, someone else can score. But that's nothing compared to the ultimate blocker. Jesus, God's son, sacrificed himself on a cross so we wouldn't have to pay for all the junk we've done that separates us from God. When you begin a relationship with him, he blocks the punishment that we all deserve for choosing our own way instead of his way. Why not start that relationship now by calling 888-NEED-HIM? Because you really do need him.
KMPN Burnett.
Mark Edmondson, Roy Kaiser back with you live. Burnett will receive their 3rd kickoff here in the first quarter. It's 10-0 Eastview. A drive there. It started back, I think it was at the 20. But, again, you do force the field goal. It is good, 10-0. But the Bulldogs did show some things on there, pushed them to some 3rd downs. Again, you're going to have to find a way to get off the field at some point. But right now it does go back to the offense. If you get a score here, if you can get a score into the first quarter, into the second, you know, you're looking good because it's been all Eastview. But, you know, can you do it? That's what right now the offense has got to try to put together.
There's been a glimmer of confidence on both offense and defense at times, but Eastview just has a whole lot more than we do.
And the kick is going to be returned from the 11-yard line. Kasner again, still on his feet past the 25 up to about the 28-yard line. Burnett will start their 3rd drive. You know, this is, and, you know, divisions are what they are, but this is a 5A D1. It's 2 full divisions if you look at it. And, you know, the number of kids they have on their sideline, those kinds of things certainly come into play, you know, as the night goes on. And so as you do, you're trying to build confidence. This is the kind of team that you want to see that, hey, they've got us down. Can we go compete with them? And
yep.
so,
yeah, and the number of, you know, one-way players that Eastview has the privilege of having.
Absolutely.
Makes a big deal.
So Bulldogs trying to get on the scoreboard. They trail 10-0, 2:55 to go here in the first quarter from Georgetown, Texas. Man goes in motion. They hand it off to Coronado. No, it's not Coronado in the game. It's going to be a good game. That is number 7, Riley Howell. I believe his first carry of the year. And he carries it past the 35 to the 36-yard line, which is a gain of 8.
That's a great play. So they tried to avoid Ijiwoko by running right up the middle, and they were able to do that. Ijiwoko stunted through there and wasn't able to be a part of the play.
And they had Peyton Lopez in the backfield, and they have him. Well, now it's just I think Howell again, but they sent him in motion behind the quarterback. It is Howell again, but then that one lost yards again. They just bring extra from the outside, and nobody picks him up. And that time it was Peyton Lopez, and he was wrapped up and lost back to the 35. A loss of 1 will bring up a quick 3rd down, and Bulldogs need to convert 3rd and 3.
Well, I like the running game, but the line is going to have to block right here to give Murray a little bit of time. He just needs 4 yards.
Well, that one, that's a kind of a delay like a read. That not working. The one that they're moving towards the line, and then you hand it off. If you're waiting in the backfield, they're standing there with you. There's a red jersey. 3rd and 3. Murray in shotgun, sends a man in motion. That's Pimentel. They're going to hand it up the middle and push. Going to get the first down. I believe that's Lopez, and they're still pushing. No, don't let that ball come loose. But a nice run. And again, it was the quick up the middle. They had Pimentel go in motion, and then it was Peyton Lopez with the carry to the 42-yard line. That's a gain of 7 on 3rd down, big first down pickup.
Yeah, I really like what they're doing. A little bit of that Kansas City Chiefs false action, sending people in motion way out wide and then misdirection. So good stuff.
It is 1st and 10. Murray in shotgun. This time they hand it off to Lopez on the sweep, and he's going to find room. Kind of leans that ball out there. I don't want that. I get in the stretch, but that ball too easily to get knocked out. Just tuck it in as you go down, but a good run to the 49. It's a gain of 7. That time around end.
And around Ijiwoka's end, and he was not a factor in that play. We did a good job blocking him.
2nd down and 3 from the 49-yard line.
Well, we're starting to put 2 people on number 9, Tyson Ijiwoko.
2nd down and 3 from the Burnett 49. 2 receivers to the left to throw. Middle of the field. Ball knocked away. Trying to get it to Riley Howell. Incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd down and 3. It's kind of in the middle of the field. It was knocked away past maybe a little high, and as he tried to get it, it gave a chance for the defender to, I think, get a hand in there. 3rd down.
Yeah. And again, Ijiwoko's in the backfield. Now, we did pick him up. The running back did pick him up, but Murray's under pressure again.
So 3rd and 3. Bulldogs needing to keep the drive alive. 2 receivers to the left. Murray in shotgun. Snap back. He is going to throw. Got to get rid of it. And nobody home. Miscommunication there. He had a second, but then when the pressure came, see what the Bulldogs decide to do here. It is at the 49-yard line. Looks like they're sending the more traditional punting team out there. So it's interesting. They were able to run the ball, then a couple of passes, and couldn't connect.
No, and we were probably open out of the break on the route, but Murray threw it in between 2 receivers on that play.
So 4th down. Snap back. It is Pimentel to punt. He does kick it away. Return from the 16-yard line. On is Rainey, and he's got a lot of room, and that's the other reason I wasn't sure I wanted to punt. His helmet comes off at the end, but he goes past midfield. Pimentel has to make the tackle, and he just kicked it to a wide-open Rainey with lots of space, and it didn't turn out well. End up picking up yardage from where we were. We punted from the 49, and they've got it at the Burnett 44-yard line. Burnett 44.
Well, it's good hustle and gutsy play by Pimentel.
It was.
Because he fell down. Someone blocked our player into him, and he was the one that got up and made the tackle.
15 seconds to go, first quarter. Eastview with great field position again. They're at the 44-yard line of Burnett. First play. Hard hit as number 22. His first carry, Blake Honeycutt, gets about 3 yards to the 41. That should take us to the second quarter, and it will. So as we go to the second quarter, the Burnett Bulldogs trail the Eastview Patriots 10-0 on BTXSportsOnline.com and KMPN 95.9 FM.
Hi, this is Pastor Greg Mott with your Difference Maker moment. Do you remember the first time you had a crush on someone? Love can make you do crazy things. Before you knew it, you were acting in ways completely out of character. That's what love does. It can make you feel crazy. Our love for God can have a similar effect on us. Paul says in 2 Corinthians 5:13, if we're out of our minds, it's for God. Our love for God inspires faith and hope when things in our life seem impossible. It means believing by faith that Jesus forgave our sins and made us clean. God's love for you is so amazing. When you were lost, He found you, and He's with you every day. You are made in His image and indwelled by His Holy Spirit. When the love of God infiltrates our lives, we in turn are compelled to love others. It may seem crazy, but that's what the amazing, incredible, wonderful, true love of God does in us.
For more about Pastor Greg Mott and how to be a difference maker, visit beadifferencemaker.org.
Mark Edmondson, Roy Kaiser back with you live here from Georgetown ISD Sports Complex, the Eastview Patriots. We switched ends of the field. It will be a second down and about 7 from the Burnett 41-yard line. Eastview leads the Bulldogs 10-0 as we start the second quarter. Pistol formation. Now it is, again, Blake Honeycutt at running back behind Blair. Pass out in the flat, though. Catch is made. Good hit. Open field tackle, but it will be near a first down. Going to be short of it. I think 14. Tanner Namkin made the catch. It'll bring up a 3rd and 1, though, from the 35-yard line.
That had to be Stanford on the tackle. A really strong tackle.
3rd down and 1. Pistol formation. Blair at quarterback. He's going to hand it off. Hit right at the line, but the push forward looks like they got the first down for Honeycutt. Honeycutt with the carry, and they do move the chains as they get it to the 33-yard line. Gain of 2. So 1st and 10. It's been all Eastview. They lead 10-0. 11:21 to go in the first half here. Blair, he's going to throw. Pressure comes late. He rolls. Can somebody get there and tackle him? No. Still on his feet, and then he's knocked out of bounds. And then a flag. That was, I don't know about that flag.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
He was at the line, and the coaches, it was on the Burnett side, and he's saying he was right here, and he was still in bounds.
I think he hit him in bounds.
They're discussing it. The one ref was, let's see.
If he's in the white, he's barely in there. Wave it off.
I think they are waving it off. Well, that's a good job of the others talking to him. And I do think the ref didn't have a good view of it where it was, but he's and the others talk. So that's a big play. Can the Bulldogs hopefully use it? That's a loss of 3. That would have been a first down on the penalty, but instead, because this is a good job by the Bulldog defense to push him back to the 37-yard line. Loss of 4. 2nd down and long. They hand it off. No, he keeps it up the middle. I think that was the quarterback's first carry. He was quick out of there, but they do corral him after a gain of, let's see, they get it to the 33-yard line. That was a gain of about 4 or 5.
Yeah, it was
not
nice.
that much. Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Nice play by Blair.
It was. 3rd and 9, though. 3rd and 9, Bulldogs have them backed up on downs, but Eastview is they had to settle for that field goal, but they've kept their drives going. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Blair in shotgun for the Patriots. Throws it, and catch is made on the outside, and tackle made at the 25. It is short of the first down, but not by much. Bulldogs, they gave him, did they give that extra yardage? No,
I think he's going to be a yard short.
Yeah, be a yard short to the 24, almost the 24-yard line. 4th down, and less than a yard. This is not good. It has not been good. The Bulldogs see if they can get some kind of pressure in there, but this is.
Look at your lead blocker here.
Yeah, they're bringing in the defender.
Ejawoko, the defensive end.
And then direct snap to Rainey.
Yep. This is what they did on 3rd and 8 last
24.
time. There's movement there.
There was movement, but Rainey's still on his feet, and he's tackled at the 21. That'll give him the first down. He gains 3. Yeah, the pass before essentially became a first down when it was so short that even though they didn't make it. So 1st and 10 is Eastview able to keep the drive alive.
Well, there wasn't movement, Mark. They weren't set. In fact, Ejawoko wasn't set when they snapped the ball.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Blair, he hands it off, and Rainey breaks one tackle, still on his feet, down to about the 5-yard line. Flag at the 10. There is a flag down, I believe. Isn't that a flag there?
There it is.
A shoe?
I think it's a flag.
Let's see what could be a hold on the outside. Or
I don't know. There's a lot of yellow here tonight.
Yeah, there is. It is a hold against Eastview.
Neither team is neither team's color is yellow, but for some reason, everybody in the stands and all the coaches are wearing
There was
yellow
they had
shirts.
the sign, the run through said fight cancer, so it must be part of one of their initiatives. So there is the yellow is prevalent. So it was a spot foul. It takes it back to the 19-yard line where it'll be 2nd down and 9 or 1st and 9 to throw. And he's got trouble. He goes down. He didn't get sacked totally. Well, he did, but he kind of fell. The Bulldogs didn't have to hit him. And I was like, don't hit him. Don't hit him. Yeah. But Blair, as he was running back, Bulldogs got pressure, 2 coming at him, and he just couldn't get out of it. And it moves it all the way back to the 29-yard line. Goes down as a sack of 10 yards.
Well, Blair wanted to throw the little out to his running back, but because of the pressure, he just decided not to take a hit and go down.
That was on 1st down, so it's 2nd down from about 20 from the 29-yard line. Blair, he's going to set up the screen, and the Bulldogs, good job there by number 11, Marcus Pimentel. His name's been called on offense, now on defense, because there weren't many other white shirts out there. He had to fight through it because they set up the screen pretty nicely, but Pimentel read it, only gained about 2 yards to the 27.
And special teams. Marcus has been all over the field tonight.
Yes, he has. Had that big catch for the second drive. But you got them 3rd and long. And the Bulldogs get a play here. Rainey to the right of Blair. The quarterback to throw. Middle of the field, and they leave Rainey all alone, and he goes into the end zone. He's finally hit it about the 3-yard line, but it is a 27-yard touchdown pass. Rainey came out of the backfield, and nobody saw him, picked him up, and Blair just tossed it to him easily at about the 10. He did get hit at the 3, but went in the end zone for a 27-yard touchdown. They go for the fancy trick 2, and the Bulldogs don't let them in. They had Rainey stuck behind a part of the offensive line to the left of the center who was all alone. They pitch it to him, but the Bulldogs do stop it. I'm going to let you talk about that. That is disheartening there. The Bulldogs had them 3rd and long, and then just blown coverage is you got to know where Rainey is, and nobody was near him.
You know, we've been confused really on the pass routes most of tonight, so that's going to have to be an adjustment, and hopefully we don't give up too many more points in the next 8 minutes. But that's going to be something they talk about at halftime. How are we going to cover that slot receiver? That's the route that's hurt us. They haven't run past us deep on the sideline. They haven't gotten around the end very much, but it's that over the middle and slot position that's just we haven't been able to guard that. Did you see the beginning of that extra play or the extra point play?
I was trying to watch them set up, but
so I'm wondering about that. The center stood up and pitched the ball.
That's the way they do it. I've seen this,
so
and
you don't have to snap it between your legs.
That is, and I've wondered that myself, but it must be way back to center days. We never did it. So, but I have seen that when they do, they get up and just pitch it. It does not go between the legs. I've seen that in other games, and so And that's what they did there. But it did not work for them, and that it is 16-0. Bulldogs will receive the kickoff. Reyes to kickoff again. And this one from the 15. He's getting a little tireder each time. Kasner jumps up in the air, hit hard at about the 25, but that's been about where the start. It's been that same, the Bulldogs' fourth offensive series. You know, they're down 16-0, 7:46. You go down and score, and I'm not saying to go for two, but, you know, they're not running away with it. It's just been all Eastview, and the Bulldogs haven't been able to put that one stop together or put that 1 point on the board, you know, that one touchdown on the board, and when, you know, they've had a couple opportunities.
Yeah, when I talk to my teams, I always talk about having 3 good things in a row happen, and we've had one here and one there. And I think if we can put a few things together in a row, then we can put something in the end zone.
Murray in shotgun. 2 receivers to the left on first down. They do throw it out in the flat. Catch is made. And then knocked down. There was a little blocking, but a lot more red jerseys. Catch made by Riley Howell. Howell's going to pick up positive yards. It looks like about 3. They started this drive at the 25. Now at the 28-yard line. 7:25 clock runs here in the first half. Eastview 16, Bulldogs nothing. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. 2 backs in the backfield along with Murray this time. 1 receiver to the left. Man goes in motion. Snap back. They're going to hand it off the middle and hit hard. Again, the line's just not able to make up much room in there. And I'm not. You have to tell me, double check who ran the ball there. If it was Coronado.
I think it was Coronado.
Thought he might have gone in motion. The only thing, it was either Demetrius Talafero's in the backfield or was, but it was maybe half a yard gain. It's going to bring up third and long from the 28-yard line for the Bulldogs.
Well, Coronado has carried it 4 times for 1 yard. It's just not much there.
Empty backfield this time. You know they're going to pin their ears back and come at him this time. Murray, got to get rid of it. He does, and there's the flag. Thought there was a hand around it, and that Bulldogs are going to get a first down out of this. The pass, and he didn't have much time to throw it. It was incomplete, but Williams did get turned. I believe that's going to be the call. The flag came through, was thrown right at that play, and the defensive back kind of looked back. I think he was hoping he got away with it, but
yeah. Well, and Murray did a good job to avoid the rusher. Had to kind of throw a sidearm pass to get it around the defender.
Pass interference against Eastview, so that will be stepped off, and that is that not a spot? It's 15, right? Because it was less than 15 yards. Either way, it's an automatic first down.
The ball's going in the right direction.
Sorry, I got distracted. I think Brad Barron sent me a
I was going to wait for you to respond. I wasn't going to.
Now they're moving it back. So it's spot. Better to sound sick. Anyway, I give up because I was told earlier today I have a face for radio. Now wait, why is it back to the 34-yard line?
What? That doesn't look right.
Something's not right.
They really didn't mark anything off. They just put the ball where the pass
34. It's at the 34. It is automatic first down. I don't spot foul, but it was further up than that. Hand off to Coronado on the sweep, looking for some room. He does turn the corner, still on his feet. He's going to pick up good yards. I think he's going to end up with a first down. Was patient there. Bulldogs had some blocking, and he got turned around. Coronado does a good job keeping his feet even when his body gets turned, and he gets to the 45-yard line. Best gain of the night, I believe.
For sure.
11 yards and a first down for the Bulldogs. So the penalty kept the drive alive. Now they get a first down. Like you say, one little step at a time. We'll work on that, Coach Gates. 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line. Do appreciate you watching us. Then a whistle, flag down. Either Was it a delay or movement? Let's see here. It looks like against the Bulldogs. It was a false start. Bulldogs get something going, then 5 yards sets them back.
Well, I noticed we were running away from the Texas Tech commit, Ejewoko, but he's not even in the game right now, so we need to take advantage of them resting him and see if we can pick up some yardage here. That was a nice run by Coronado.
It was. And I'm also going to ignore the fact that you laughed at that comment by Barrett.
I had no comment about that comment.
Okay. 1st and 15. Bulldogs trail 16-0 here in the second quarter. Murray to throw and tries to get it to Williams, but still just not quite on the same page. I know he's having to rush a little bit, and was it tipped in there?
I think that
as well?
ball was tipped.
But they get in such pressure so quick, and that's incomplete. 2nd down. Boy, that coverage was tight on Williams too. I mean, the defender. Right?
Even the catches that we've made,
yeah,
there's been a defender right in our hip pocket. They're quick and athletic. We're dealing with a team that's twice as athletic as we are, and we've got to figure out an answer.
2nd down and 15, empty backfield. Murray, trip receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Throws it out, ball intercepted in the backfield by one of the defenders coming through, and he gets it down to the 15-yard line. You might have to double-check that and see who did. I think it might have been 33, but he was coming through, and he just taller and bigger, and Murray tries to throw it over him, and it's just picked off.
Yeah, Mark, that was Kai Childs, who, when he saw Murray throw, he just raised his arms up, and Murray just kind of threw it right to him. And again, the athleticism, that kid not just blocks the ball, but catches it and returns it for probably 20 yards.
He returned it down to the 16,
Goodness.
So the Bulldogs' second turnover.
Those are plays that defensive players only get once in a lifetime, and we gave him one.
They have it 1st and 10 at the Burnett 16-yard line after the interception. In the pocket, yellow flag down. Now Blair gets out of the pocket, throws, has a man wide open in the end zone. It's a touchdown. Let's see what the flag is over here. Offsides on the Bulldogs, so looks like another touchdown.
We may have a taunting penalty on Eastview because the flag came in really late.
The first one, there was one over here for
right. The first one's against us.
I'm trying to see who scored that touchdown. Number 14. Tanner, Namkin with this touchdown, and it was a 16-yard touchdown.
Yeah, and then he spun the ball after the play, and that's what got him the penalty.
Penalty against the Bulldogs declined, and then the unsportsmanlike after. They're setting up for the swinging gate trick play again.
Well, 14's the one.
Now they bring the kicker on. Yeah, 14 caught the touchdown, then got the unsportsmanlike. It is 22-0. They are bringing the Reyes and the kicking team on now. They set up in the swinging gate every time. 5:07 to go. I'll be honest with you. This is a real critical time because the Bulldogs are completely on their heels now. They're down 22-0 with the extra point to come. They're going to have to dig deep here.
Yeah, we haven't had too many positive plays. That was a nice job by Blair. We have to give him a lot of credit for avoiding the rush.
Yeah,
finding.
Once he got out in the open, he had all day to find somebody. Reyes' extra point. Snap is back. Hold is good. Kick is on the way, and it is good. We're going to go ahead and take a break. 5:07 to go in the first half. Eastview 23, the Bulldogs nothing on BTXSportsOnline.com. KMPN 95.9 FM.
Shalom, I'm Mitch Glazer, president of Chosen People Ministries. In one of Jesus' most well-known teachings, the Sermon on the Mount, he spoke about making an oath and encouraged us to simply let our yes be yes and our no be no. The reason is because we're to be people of integrity, and therefore making a pledge by our honor or anything else is unnecessary. We must take our promises seriously at all times, and we must carry them out. Jesus and his brother James clearly expounded upon what the book of Deuteronomy implied about vows, and so we must not oblige ourselves to action unless we fully intend to complete it. We need to do what we say. So some of you, as you go through your week, might be tempted, but resist it and make sure you follow through on the word you gave to others.
To discover the Jewish heritage of your Christian faith, visit Chosen People Ministries at chosenpeople.com/radio.
Mark Edmondson, Roy Kaiser. In all Eastview, they are going to have to kick. Wait a second.
There's no penalty.
What happened?
What happened?
They
didn't penalize him at all.
They kicked
Here we
off
go.
on the 40. Yes.
He's blowing it dead.
Yeah. And
only after our coach
has
told
said
him
something. And the ref clearly said it's going to be on the kickoff. He said it.
Good grief.
And they were kicking. I was like, how is it? He should be kicking from the 25. At least give us field. Don't take that from us. It's 23-0. We want that extra yards. It might not help, but we need it to get us started.
Well, they need to do things right. And they did. They recognized it, but we're going to call it, what did we say last week? A little bit of grace because of the early start?
Yeah, 7 o'clock.
Well, and early in the year. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, that's it. That's enough.
Okay.
All right, 5:07 to go. Bulldogs, in that last drive, you feel like, oh, well, we can do something. But at every turn again, they just are able to – the athleticism is just taking us down at each turn. We're just not able to match it. And therefore the physicality and so on.
Interested to see what this kicker does with the ball.
He's now kicking from the 25-yard line.
I wonder if he can continue to put it on the 10 or 15 like he has been.
He ought to be tired. He kicks it off. No, Squibb kicks it, and it's picked up, knocked down at about the 44-yard line.
No penalties. Just walk to the sideline.
Yes. And it is the best field position for the Bulldogs to start. 44. Looking for something to build some confidence here. Been all Eastview, 23-0. They lead, 4:58 to go here in the second quarter. Bulldogs, this is their 5th offensive possession, and it's been fumble, turnover on downs, a punt, and an interception, so 2 turnovers. Eastview has been in Burnett's side of the field all night. Burnett starts on their own. Actually, I think they marked it at the 43. 1st and 10. Going to be an empty backfield. Murray to throw. Middle of the field, and catch is made. Can't hang on to it as he was hit by 2 different defenders.
Goodness.
And Hal almost made a tremendous catch. I mean, you just can't take it away from him that he went up and grabbed it and then just got hit from 2 sides. Do want to give this shout out, and also Burnett FFA kickoff meeting is Wednesday, September 11th at 6:03 p.m. in the high school cafeteria. Come join Burnett FFA and learn about us. 3rd grade through high school. Burnett FFA parents and friends will also be there for you to learn more about. Now do we have a penalty?
Wonder if something happened after the play.
After the play, I don't know that, or let's see if they show it on there. The one defender made some more motions that could have been unsportsmanlike, but that seems most likely right now. I didn't see the call.
No, it's roughing the passer.
Roughing the passer.
Yep.
Okay, so that moves it all the way to the 43-yard line, but on the Eastview side of the field. 1st and 10. Trip receivers right, 1 to the left. Going to hand it off to Coronado up the middle, lowers the shoulder, gets to the 40-yard line, a gain of 2. So, again, thank you, Mr. Evans, for letting us know. We've got some tennis results we'll try to get in either at half or during halftime or the second half. Of course, if you haven't heard, I will say it over and over again. A great supporter of the FFA and the Burnett FFA. Do such a tremendous job. So go out and find more about them. 2nd down and 8 from the 40. Throw it out in the flat. Catch is made. Can he get a blocker around? Coronado does get around. There's a little touching outside that really didn't need to be there. Eastview, for being up 23-0, they definitely are bringing the bravado. How about that for a word?
Chutzpah.
Okay. I couldn't spell either one. 3rd down and 1, so they get to the 33-yard line. So that was a gain of 7 on the swing pass to Coronado. Let's pick up a first down. 4:16 clock. He did go out of bounds, so clock stop. And thank you, Coach Messer, for whatever you're about to send me. 3rd and 1. They hand it off to Coronado. Lowers the shoulder, and it's going to be close. I don't know he got there.
No, he didn't.
This ref definitely didn't give him the spot. No, 4th down. They just were able to come up. Oh, good. I can't load that preview, Coach Messer, so I won't have to see that. 4th and short. Bulldogs line up, obviously going for it here. 3:52 to go. Under center, they just sneak it. And
wow.
What happened? They say he didn't get there? Yeah. What is this? It was clearly 2 feet, a yard in front. And anyway, 31. One of the defenders thought they had stopped them, but didn't look like it. And as it turned out, they didn't, at least by the refs marking at the 31. So that was the sneak. What was your There was a lot of bodies hit in it.
He got met pretty hard. He might have picked up the first down, but he got hit pretty hard.
That is a tough play. So, but needed that. So Murray picks up the yard needed. Well, you got to give it to him anyway. If you're going to be tough in there, that's deserved. 1st and 10 at the 31. Got to throw it out in the flat, gets rid of it, and he was hit again. My goodness, it just not much time. Incomplete. Couldn't really step into that one, trying to get it out to Williams.
Yeah, he's having to pick himself up after every play.
3:16, clock stops with the incompletion. 2nd and 10 at the Eastview 31. $23-0. The Patriots lead. Two receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Coronado in the backfield with Murray. To throw, got to get rid of it. He does, and thrown behind. But even that, he had defenders on either side of him. I didn't think he was going to even get the pass off. He's just been under duress all night. 3rd down and 10.
Well, he's doing a good job. He's hanging in there, and he's picking himself up off the ground every play. But he's doing the best he can.
Yep, it is a tough situation, and it is sometimes, as they say, character builder for all. At least that's what I'm saying. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. See if they can right now pick up a first down on 3rd and 11 from the 31-yard line. Coronado to the right of Murray. Man goes in motion. And a whistle. Timeout, Bulldogs. We're going to keep it here. And this is a really one of those gut checks right now. Long way to go. You're down 23-0. You're in just outside the red zone. A score certainly would look good going into half just for some confidence. I'm not going to sit here and see. Surely there is plenty of time, but right now we're just not able to compete with them at a level to beat this Eastview team. So we do have to just take those small steps.
Yeah, and so, again, you try to be as physical as you can be when you're outmatched. And so now the question is, do you resort to a few trick plays and, you tip your hand to some of those things?
That's the problem.
Right. I mean, does a reverse even work because they're so fast? But, I don't know, maybe worth a try.
No, I'm not against it. Now,
or maybe a pitch pass, or of course I'm just making stuff up here.
No, I mean, well, one of the, it's true. You get it out to Coronado and let him throw it down the field. If it doesn't work out right now, it's you're not set back too much. You're down 23-0. Yeah, you're right. So the Bulldogs trail with 3:07 to go in the first half. It is right now an empty backfield. Trip receivers to the right. Stanford, Pimentel, and Howell. And then 2 receiver split wide left. I think that's Sanchez and Williams. Empty backfield, 3rd and 10. From the 31. To throw. Pulls it back, throws it, gets the catch made. Broken tackle by Pimentel. He gets the first down inside the 15 to the 14. He had to double pump, and I was like, oh, Rhett, don't get hit. But he did. Stayed in there in a good pass, and Pimentel picks up the first down at the 14. So nice job staying with it there. You know they're not going to quit. Never even considered. That's not what I mean. But, you know, you just got to, again, take those small steps right now. It's been all Eastview. But this does set them up at 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Some points on the board would be nice. 2 backs in the backfield, 2 receivers to the right. To throw. Good play. Throws it out in the flat. Catch is made by Howell. They ran him out of the backfield. Nobody followed. That was really nicely designed. He was in the backfield to the left of Murray. Murray finds him, and he gets it all the way down to the 6-yard line, so a gain of 8.
Yes, a really nicely developed play and a great catch by Howell. That's a hard play hard ball to catch, running away from you.
2nd down and 2. They can pick up a first down at the 4-yard line. 1:57, plenty of time here in the first half for the Bulldogs. Welcome, Mr. Evans. Snap it back, direct snap, and nowhere to go. I was trying to. That wasn't still Murray, was it?
No, it was Pimentel.
Pimentel in at quarterback, snap to him, timeout Eastview, and he ended up. They marking.
They're going to be a loss.
Timeout. It looked like he might have got
they
a loss.
Marked it yet?
They haven't, but they're going to end up a loss back to the 7. It is timeout Eastview. So that was a loss of 1. It's just hard to get, kind of anything outside. They string it out, and they just have. And now in a shorter, when you're only at the 6-yard line, that makes it even harder.
No, on a play like that, I think you just have to tell your running back or whoever it is that's running the football, just go as fast as you can go, because if you try to turn it back up, there's 3 guys that are going to be right there.
So it's 3rd down, obviously 2-down situation, 3rd down, and about 3 that need. It is in a timeout. 1:37 to go in the first half, 23-0. Now our next broadcast next week against Little River Academy will be on the road again, but it'll be back to our 7 o'clock pregame, 7:30 kickoff next week. It'll be on btxsportsonline.com and again through the YouTube channel feed and 95.9 FM.
But, not really much trickery when we had direct snap to Marcus, but Murray stayed in the pocket, had a double clutch, but, nothing fancy, just some solid plays, and we made something happen.
Murray is back in. Coronado to his left, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. 3rd down and 3. Man goes in motion. That's Stanford. Snap back. He's going to throw. Throws it in the back of the end zone, and there was a lot of bumping, but an incomplete pass. So it'll bring up 3rd down. So they went for the touchdown there. There were 2 defenders back there, but definitely contact.
Yeah, defender shoved Stanford right in the chest, but no call.
Bulldogs have a 4th down here to keep it alive. Need to get at least 3. Bring in that heavy package.
The clock's down to 5, so
they're going to have to call a timeout, I believe.
Not sure if they're going to reset it.
Yeah, I think they called a timeout. Yes, Burnett called a timeout. All right, we'll keep it here. 1:31. So, the Bulldogs, in this first half, their hopes of scoring something lies right here. We've got to pick up at least the first down. They had brought in that jumbo package, 2 linemen, essentially, fullback types to block for it. We saw it last week. And then I believe Pimentel was coming in at quarterback. So that was before the timeout, so we'll see what they do. But it is a 4th down and 3 from the 7-yard line.
Yeah, we had a little success with that last week, too, running that.
It's 23-0. Eastview leads. They get the second half kickoff. Has been all Eastview. A couple of good plays by the Bulldogs here and there, but just not been able to keep up with the Patriots here tonight. So, Bulldog timeout. Does it show the timeouts? I'm not sure on that board.
Yes, underneath the helmet. So Eastview has 2, and we have
got
one left.
I see that. Thank you.
We're jumping all around the classifications in Texas with
3A.
4A last week, 5A, and then 3A next week.
All right, so it is Pimentel at quarterback. In shotgun. 2 upbacks. 4th down and 3. Man goes in motion. Looking to throw. Pimentel in trouble. Flag goes down. And so does Pimentel back at the 15. That just nothing. They've been able to have answer after answer. I'm thinking the flag is on us. It was a hold against us anyway. That'll be declined. And Eastview takes over on turnover on downs. So the Bulldogs' best drive of the night stalls. And they'll mark it at the 15-yard line. Minute 25, I would not think that Eastview is going to not try to score here. So Bulldogs need to be ready to go. Offense comes back out on the field, brought on by their quarterback, Blair. 23-0, Eastview leads. 1st and 10, empty backfield. Man goes in motion, and they hand it up. Nope, quarterback Blair keeps it, and nobody tackles him, and now he's down the sideline up near midfield.
Yeah, Blair's got a little speed.
He does, and he faked it to Rainey, but you know, you hear Coach Spear talk a lot about pursuit and things like that, and right now, and I know it's late, but there didn't seem to be much there. First, and they mark him at the 49-yard line. Gain of 35. Rainey in shotgun on 1st down. He rolls. Has time, looking. Now he pulls it down, throws down the field, and I don't know if the Bulldog is incomplete. I don't know if David Prather didn't see that, because it really, the defender, the offensive player back turned, I thought might have a chance at an interception, but then he went up to try to make the tackle, so might not have seen that well. 2nd and 10 on the incompletion. Just kind of threw that up for grabs there late, did Blair. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Rainey in the backfield with Blair. He's going to throw. Throws it out in the flat. Catch is made. Still on his feet. They say he stepped out of bounds at about the 40.
Not going to be first.
Not. I couldn't see who made that catch over there. 42-yard line. No. Gain of 9, 3rd and 1 for Eastview. Minute to go. Clock stopped as he went out of bounds on the pass and knocked away. Good play.
Marcus
was that Pimentel again? And he just had every bit of his reach. He reached out and playing underneath it, knocked it away, or it would have been a completion. It's 4th and 1.
I tell you, Marcus gives you everything he has, and
yep.
It doesn't matter the situation, time, score, whatever. He's going to give it all he has.
4th and 1. 4th and less than 1. It's going to be a quarterback keeper, and he'll get the 1st down to the 38-yard line. Clock will start again once they move the chains. 50 seconds to go in the first half. 23-0 Eastview, but they're at the Burnett 39-yard line. 39. To throw, has time, still in the pocket. Now he starts to run it to the outside and has room down the sideline and doesn't step out of bounds till he's inside the 20 to about the 15-yard line. Maybe mark it right at the 15-yard line. Boy, he picked up a quick 24 yards in a hurry.
Yeah, and our coaches wanted a hold or a block in the back on Pimentel against Pimentel, but they just didn't get it.
First and 10 at the Burnett 15. 30 seconds to go first half. Pistol formation. They hand it off to Rainey this time. Still on his feet. Couldn't corral him now. Bounces to the outside. Gets a block. And he will score the touchdown. 15-yard run. 15-yard run for Rainey. Okay, that they do something with the lights. Well, ago I didn't know if I was having some kind of problem. When they score a touchdown, the field lights flash off and on her. Thought it was just me. They're going to go for the regular extra point. It's 29-0. So with just over a minute, they didn't even take a minute for that drive.
And unfortunately get the ball first in the second half.
Reyes to kick the extra point. Snap is back. Hold is good. Kick is on the way, and it is good. We'll go ahead and take a short break. 21 seconds to go in the half. It is now 30-0. The Patriots lead the Bulldogs on BTXSportsOnline.com and KMPN 95.9 FM.
Getting to heaven isn't just about putting enough good on one side of the scale to balance the bad on the other. It's about fulfilling a death penalty, the one we deserve for our rebellion against God. None of the great moralities or great religions can pay the death penalty for our sin. Only Jesus Christ's death on the cross can do that. You have to look to Him as the only one who can save you. To learn more, call 888-NEED-HIM. That's 888-NEED-HIM.
Mark Edmondson, Roy Kaiser back with you live. 21 seconds to go. It's in the first half. 30-0. Eastview leads the Bulldogs. Eastview now really just able to do whatever they want, and we saw that on the last drive. And again, Bulldogs having to play a lot both ways, and just not been able to put anything together against this Patriot team. They will kick off. Reyes again from the 40.
Couple of scores, Mark, before he kicks this.
Thank you.
Brownwood 7 and the Wall Hawks 7 at halftime.
Oh.
Interesting game there.
There's a gap there. Wall's very good, though.
Yes, they are. I'll give you the rest in a second.
All right. Reyes to kick off. This one's going to be returned from about the 20-yard line. And gets up to about the 30. That was one of the up backs, sorry. I'm not sure. It might have been 15. But
it was 15.
Okay. Lopez. With the return to the 30. 16 seconds to go.
Stephenville over Everman, 38-14. And Lampasas over Salado, 14-0. And the Gerald Cougars over Marble Falls, 7-0.
First and 10 for the Bulldogs. 16 seconds to go. Murray in shotgun. Man goes in motion. They'll hand it off on the sweep, trying to get to the outside. Does get around the corner. Does Kaysen O'Hare. I believe that was O'Hare, his first carry. And he got past the 35 to about the 38-yard line, a gain of 8. 7, he got out of bounds. 7 seconds to go. Bulldogs probably one more play here on 2nd and 2 from their own 38. Murray waits for the snap. Throws it on the left side, and incomplete. Coverage tight over there. Trying to get it, I believe, to Williams. And that did run off the final seconds of the first half. So this first half comes to a close, and Bulldogs needed it to go get a chance to regroup. In all, Eastview, the Bulldogs, they are putting effort and getting hits where they can, but just right now, just outmatched physically by this Eastview team.
Yeah, they're going to have to go in and regroup and find something that they can come out and hang their hat on and do well. And maybe it's the fact that Eastview is already thinking they've got this locked up, and so you come and play on emotion. But you're playing for pride, which is what we're
and
good at.
I'm not going to quit. They're going to go play hard, but it is tough. It's tough on It's tough on anybody, and it is when you're 16, 17 years old. To me, even tougher. And so that's what they've got to discuss. What we want to come out and show in the second half.
No doubt.
All right, so we'll take a little bit of longer break here. We come back, we'll get you, which not going to have many Burnett stats, unfortunately. All Eastview at halftime. The Burnett Bulldogs trail the Eastview Patriots 30-0 on KMPN 95.9 FM and BTXSportsOnline.com.
From the files of Unshackled, Pacific Garden Mission presents Free Indeed.
I was in high school when I made the discovery that I didn't have to do what was expected of me. When Dad tried to rein me in, I ran away, was caught, and sent home. That's when I started drinking and having trouble with the police. During a 5-year period, I was in jail 13 times for being drunk and disorderly. I flew to Hawaii to avoid prosecution for a car accident, and there I discovered marijuana and speed. My habits so controlled me that I burglarized to pay for my drugs. While overdosed on LSD, I saw a being of light. I became convinced there was a God. I took so much LSD trying to find him that I developed rheumatoid arthritis. I read occult books and tried to pray. I drifted into Buddhism, chanting before a statue of Buddha. Then I came across a Bible in the attic, and I read amazing things. What clarity of thought the Bible expressed. I was living with some hippies then, who were preparing to worship Satan as I went off to church to see for myself about Christ. The truth was so compelling that I went back again and again. One night I went forward to put my trust in Christ Jesus, and he gave me new life. For a year the pastor discipled me, taking me to many evangelistic meetings. After that I began working in a rescue mission, so I could share God's great love with others who were shackled by sin. There's no greater joy than seeing another lost soul come into God's liberating power and love. I know. I'm Bud Returnsky. If the Son therefore shall make you free, you shall be free indeed.
If you would like to be free from the weight of sin by receiving Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior, or maybe you have questions about it, call 1-888-NEED-HIM right now. Free Indeed is a production of Pacific Garden Mission, 1458 South Canal Street, Chicago, Illinois, 60607. Email unshackled@pgm.org. From the files of Unshackled, Pacific Garden Mission presents Free Indeed.
My mother came from a family of Reform Jews, while my father's family was Orthodox. He sent me and my brother to Hebrew school and observed the Sabbath. Otherwise, he had little respect for religion. By the time I started dating Seal, I was an agnostic and she was an atheist. Riding the bus one day, a Christian began talking to me and gave me a New Testament. I never opened it because I didn't want to commit ethnic treason. Seal and I married. One Christmas, I brought home an album of Christmas carols, and the words made Seal ponder the meaning and purpose of Jesus. She had come to believe in God and asked him to show her if Jesus was the Messiah. Then she prayed for someone to help her understand. God sent a Hebrew Christian to the door one day, and this woman explained the gospel and sent her to a nearby church. Seal received Christ that Sunday and came home rejoicing. I was angry and ordered her not to tell anyone and not to return to the church. Me, the liberal who was supposedly tolerant. But God was working in my heart, and one Saturday night I sat in my favorite chair and wondered, what do I really believe? As I searched my heart, I realized that Jesus is the Messiah. I went to church the next day and openly professed faith in Christ. After Bible school, God called me and my wife to his service with a ministry to other Jews. I'm Moish Rosen. If the Son therefore shall make you free, you shall be free indeed.
If you would like to be free from the weight of sin by receiving Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior, or maybe you have questions about it, call 1-888-NEED-HIM right now. Free Indeed is a production of Pacific Garden Mission, 1458 South Canal Street, Chicago, Illinois, 60607. Email unshackled@pgm.org.
Here's today's daily devotional from Dr. Ed Young.
Galatians 6:9, and let us not grow weary while doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not lose heart. When I was a young pastor in a small community, I served in the volunteer fire department. About 2 o'clock one Sunday morning, the alarm sounded. We fought the fire, returned home, back to bed around 4, and then about an hour later, the alarm sounded again. I was so tired when I preached a few hours later that I almost put myself to sleep while I was preaching. When we encounter the fires of life, ladies and gentlemen, the test of our faith, we can grow weary, believe it or not, serving God. Our strength and enthusiasm can fade. Our scripture challenges us, did you hear it? Not to lose heart, not to quit, never give up. Because our efforts with God, with Christ, with His Spirit will always pay off. When we get weary, we need to be reminded that God gives strength to those who need it. So don't run on empty. Take time to refuel daily by spending time with the Lord. He'll put the stuff in you and in me that we'll need for that day.
For additional resources, go to winningwalk.org. That's winningwalk.org. And be sure to join Dr. Ed Young for the Winning Walk each weekday morning at 9 a.m. right here as we keep him close by.
From the files of Unshackled, Pacific Garden Mission presents Free Indeed.
After my mother died when I was 6, Dad quit going to church, so I grew up with little religious training. I quit school at 15 to work with my dad as a bricklayer. One day I got fed up with the hard work and hopped a freight train to Chicago. I stayed only a year, but that marked the beginning of my wandering days. Whenever I got in trouble with the law, I hit the road or freight trains. I was a public drunk by the time I was 20. Once I was arrested and shackled to a hospital bed while I dried out, and a preacher came by and handed me a copy of the Gospel of John. Another time, I crashed my car into a railroad pier, and I was thrown unconscious onto the tracks where I'd have been hit by a train, except for 2 men who rescued me. When I was 23, I tried to end my life by grabbing a policeman's gun. I planned to shoot myself, but he took the gun away and knocked me senseless. I still wanted to die, but I went to church on Sunday, which was Easter. The sermon was directed at people who were already Christians, so I waited for the evening service. When the invitation to receive Christ was given, I went to the prayer room. There, the preacher helped me understand that I was saved the instant I believed that Jesus Christ is the Son of God who died for our sins. Jesus took me out of the old life into a joyous new one. I'm Charlie Boren, and if the Son therefore shall make you free, you shall be free indeed.
If you would like to be free from the weight of sin by receiving Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior, or maybe you have questions about it, call 1-888-NEED-HIM right now. Free Indeed is a production of Pacific Garden Mission, 1458 South Canal Street, Chicago, Illinois, 60607. Email unshackled@pgm.org. From the files of Unshackled, Pacific Garden Mission presents Free Indeed.
One of my eyes was knocked out when I was 3 years old, and then the glass eye broke, so I grew up ugly, with an empty socket where my eye should have been. I was still a teenager when I was married the first time, against my will. When my husband started messing with other women and left me in my trailer alone, I took to drinking. I married a second time, but after that, I just lived with men, one after another. I worked as a waitress, but most of all, I drank. Then my sister was hit by a car and died a year later. Her death made me realize I was drawing near that last day. I'd come home late, cussing a blue streak, angry at the world. One day, a woman knocked at my door. She said she was a missionary who lived behind me and heard me shouting. She told me Christ Jesus came into the world to save sinners, that his death paid for my sins, and he would give me new life. I hid from her for a while, but her love drew me to church where folks welcomed ugly old me. God's love changed my life. The church hired me to keep the place clean, moving me into a trailer next to the day school. I even got a new glass eye. Old friends didn't understand the change in me. I quit drinking and cussing and hanging out in bars. I never would have thought life could be so different, so good after Jesus set me free. I'm Almeda Logan. If the Son therefore shall make you free, you shall be free indeed.
If you would like to be free from the weight of sin by receiving Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior, or maybe you have questions about it, call 1-888-NEED-HIM right now. Free Indeed is a production of Pacific Garden Mission, 1458 South Canal Street, Chicago, Illinois, 60607. Email unshackled@pgm.org.
Back. Mark Edmondson back with you live. Just to cut in here shortly. We are at halftime. The score 30-0. The Bulldogs trail Eastview. It's been all Eastview in this game. Got that early start at 7, and the Eastview Patriots will get the second half kickoff. Bulldogs have tried to fight as they could, but it has just been an uphill battle. And for every few plays, they've been able to get some positive, just not been able to put it all together with the strong defense by Eastview, and then offensively Eastview's just been able to run mostly what they want, led by their quarterback Blair, and just a lot of weapons that he's been able to reach out to. They've run the ball and thrown it, so they have played a complete first half, and down here 30-0 are the Bulldogs. I'm going to go ahead and we'll have a little more break here. The Esprit de Corps has already performed, as always, looking great on the field. The almost at Vista Ridge thing, the colors are similar, but Eastview's band on the field now, so still a little bit time to go before halftime of this game, and Eastview will get the second half kickoff. But here at halftime, in that first half, all Patriots as they lead 30-0 over the Burnett Bulldogs on KMPN 95.9 FM and BTXSportsOnline.com.
Back to Genesis with Dr. John Morris, geologist with the Institute for Creation Research. Dr. Morris, how much can scientists tell about an animal from its fossils?
Chris, they can tell quite a bit, but oftentimes they claim too much. Let me give you an example. Recently, a few fragments of teeth were found in Morocco of a mammal no bigger than a small dog, but the evolutionary discoverers claim that it was of a small elephant. Evidently, the molars were more similar to elephant molars than anything else. But they didn't stop there. They claimed that this particular elephant didn't even have a trunk, and that he hid in trees and hunted at night. Cut me some slack. How can they tell this from a few tooth fragments? Now, I'm not sure what this animal was, but I'm quite certain you can't look at a tooth and know all that. Evolutionists should stop telling evolutionary stories and get back to Genesis.
To learn more about creation, get our free DVD called That's a Fact. Call us at 800-628-7640 and mention the promo code FACT.
From the files of Unshackled, Pacific Garden Mission presents Free Indeed.
After serving 23 years as an Air Force policeman, I became a corrections officer in a South Carolina prison. I rose to the rank of captain and was so good at finding contraband, especially cell phones that inmates used to commit crimes, the gangs put out a contract on me, $6,000 for my death. I loved the Word of God and spoke scripture to inmates whenever possible. I treated them with respect, letting them have the last word. After a prison riot where 2 officers were attacked, my wife urged me to quit, but police work was all I knew. If I were ever attacked, I gave her a code to run for help. As I was getting ready for work one morning, an assailant kicked in our front door, yelling, "Police!" I tried to take his weapon, but he shot me 6 times and ran past my wife. She called 911, and I began quoting scripture all the way to the hospital and in the emergency room. God's word is powerful. Doctors couldn't stop the bleeding, so they airlifted me to a trauma center 40 miles away. Doctors there couldn't stop the bleeding. I bled out 3 times and needed 63 units of blood. The bullets lacerated my abdomen and organs. Everyone thought I would die, but my wife believed I would live, and God stopped the bleeding. Our faith is in Jesus Christ and God's word. I'm Robert Johnson. If the Son therefore shall make you free, ye shall be free indeed.
If you would like to be free from the weight of sin by receiving Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior, or maybe you have questions about it, call 1-888-NEED-HIM right now. Free Indeed is a production of Pacific Garden Mission, 1458 South Canal Street, Chicago, Illinois, 60607. Email unshackled@pgm.org.
Hi, this is Pastor Greg Mott with your Difference Maker moment. I bet most of us haven't turned to the book of Leviticus in quite a while, or maybe even ever. It's one of the oldest books of the Bible, and it's rich in meaning. It contains the same familiar words of wisdom from Jesus in Mark chapter 12. Love your neighbor as yourself. What makes this age-old commandment still relevant today is that Christ showed by his example when he put on flesh and lived out this all-important commandment. He wasn't just a prophet or a teacher or just a nice guy. He was the Son of God, came to earth to live a sinless life and to show us how to love. It seems these days fighting with our neighbors more popular than loving them. Going after them on social media is more popular than encouraging them. But let's commit today to love our neighbor as ourselves, just like the age-old book of Leviticus states and Jesus himself declares.
For more about Pastor Greg Mott and how to be a difference maker, visit beadifferencemaker.org.
Mark Edmondson back with you live here from Georgetown ISD Sports Complex. The Bulldogs trail the Eastview Patriots 30-0 here at halftime. We'll get you a little bit of stats. Unfortunately, just not much went right for the Bulldogs in that first half. I'll kind of give you a brief overview of the scoring here in just a moment. Bulldogs are back on the road next 2 weeks, but next week it'll be Little River Academy, the Bumblebees. That will be a 7 p.m. pregame and a 7:30 scheduled kickoff. And I have to think, I know I haven't called a game there, but outside of Waco, I'm not even. I'll have to look. I'm not exactly sure how to get there. I know I've been through Little River before, but I don't have you turned up, Coach Kaiser. There you go.
Yeah, Little River is kind of northeast of Waco, and we've played them in basketball the last, 7 or 8 years, trading places. We go there and they come to Burnett.
Are they one of the? I have to look that up too. I'm not sure. They're the Bumblebees, but it seems like maybe the girls' team is there. Is it one of those that the girls' team is different? There are a few of those.
I don't think so. I think they're
both Bumblebees.
I think so.
Do you know what? There are probably others. Now I'm gonna go ahead and when you're down 30-0, you're looking for things to talk about. I'm not gonna lie. But what might be to me the most famous one I know of in Texas, where it is a different mascot. Now you get there's actually a couple that come to mind. Sorry, we're on the air. Coach Kaiser, they're needing help in. We're down 30-0. We might not let their coaches back in the press box. Just kidding. Coach Kaiser going to help them out. It's we're on the air. It's live. It happens. The coach is not from Burnett, so the Eastview coaches, I guess the outside door is locked, so they're trying to get attention, and so Coach Kaiser let them in. So I appreciate that. Live always makes for interesting moments. So
I told them I'd let them in, but they had to stop scoring touchdowns.
I was going to say, we better get something out of that deal. Anyway, so the teams with the different – do you know what the Comanche
Indians
and what their –
Maidens?
Yes. It's similar, but it's not the same mascot.
It's not the same.
And there is one other, and it is – I don't know how they got this difference. It is and then it just went out of my head. About Kerrville.
Kerrville, Tybee?
No, it's a small town.
Near Kerrville.
Yes.
Yes, Coach Weldon and I discussed this last year,
And I even know the mascot, but it just went out of my head why I can't think of.
When our middle son was young, we played in a tournament there. Name the mascot, and I'll tell you who it is.
So they are the Bobcats.
Is it Comfort?
Yes. Thank you. Comfort.
Okay, the Comfort
They're
Bobcats.
the Bobcats, and their girls' teams are?
I know it's completely different.
Completely different. Opposite. The Deer.
That's right. It was something to do with.
They're the Comfort Deer. That's my understanding. That's what
And the history of that is.
I'd heard that somewhere, but I don't know. I've heard that
someone a long time ago just decided they wanted.
There was a story now, and I will bet it's on the internet. And I didn't. Like I said, I'm trying to fill time. But that is true. But yeah, I'm sure there are others. So please, if you're out listening to us and you want to share,
there's
your
a
story.
1,000 of them. In fact, and I'm going to throw one in because we're playing them in basketball this year. Have you heard of the Rohawks from Randolph?
Of course,
San Antonio.
I'll go one more. They were in my district in Pettis, Randolph
so
Rohawks.
Tell me what a Rohawk is.
Okay, wait a second. So and you go through. You have to go through a checkpoint. They're at the Air Force Base, Randolph Air Force Base, and they were really good. They were in our football district at the time. They had gone through. So anyway, we travel up. You go through a guard gate. You go out there in the field. It wasn't turf. It was grass, but about 8 inches thick. They come out with lightning bolts on their helmet, big like you would see. And I came from Pettis, Texas, and there was like 19 of us on the team. It was a 2A. They were in our 2A district somehow. And they coming out and lined up. Thought it was the Detroit Lions coming out again. And they only beat us 44-0, which was we were quite pleased.
Yeah.
But anyway, but the Rohawk has something to do with the Air Force or the airplane,
Isn't it a cross between a bird, a hawk, and a rocket?
Oh, okay. Sounds good to me. But the girls aren't different, are they?
No, I don't believe so.
But yes, no, that was my junior and senior year. And I will go because this is also the other story of, how you have famous people. This is the most. Reggie Rivers went on to he was actually his junior year. He was the fullback for Edward Galavis. This is how much I remember my high school career of other people. Edward Galavis, all-time leading rusher in San Antonio history at one point, got passed. But for Randolph, his fullback was Reggie Rivers, my senior year. The next year, Reggie Rivers becomes the running back, has a huge year, goes to Southwest Texas, not Texas State, went to Southwest Texas, became a little All-American, played for the Denver Broncos for like 6 years. My senior year, they ran a play where Reggie Rivers, future NFL player, ran over me at linebacker. I knocked him down. Wait. Yes, Edward Galavis scored a touchdown on the play, but I brought down the future NFL player. Just to say that's the memory I have.
You're brushed with greatness.
Anyway, yes, Randolph, and they were very good. It was at the time, and they were impressive. But no, I remember the Air Force Base most of all. It was incredible field, and
right. You have to have ID to get in and all that. Yeah, we've dealt with that when we play there.
The Rohawks. Anyway, such great memories. We're down 30-0 here at halftime. So I'm going to be inundated.
8. I got 8 text messages here.
So, hey, we might start a trivia night. So, Messer, thank you. Oh, my goodness. So, I'll let you do stats real quick. It's just been no burning scoring, down 30-0, but it started, they got the opening kickoff, and right from the beginning, Eastview just able to show their athleticism and take over the game. They forced a fumble on like the third play, turned that into points. And just after that, the Bulldogs, their possessions, turnover on downs, a punt, an interception by a defensive lineman or a linebacker. I guess he was a defensive lineman coming through. Either way, in the backfield, getting the interception, another turnover and down by the Bulldogs. So it has just been Eastview dominating the game. And so that is, as you talked about after you give some stats, just your thoughts. The Bulldogs, no, they're not going to quit, not going to give up. But they are outmatched right now. So, that mindset is hard to fight against. You've got to show courage.
It is, and you've got to have a quarterback who's willing to stand in there. And Murray has. He's according to my stats, he's 7 of 17. So we've struggled a little bit to complete passes just because Murray has been under so much duress the whole game, and less than 100 yards, but he's hanging in there. And so the positive, we've had like 2 big pass plays, both to Pimentel. So maybe we go back to that a little bit. One of 39 and one of 30. So Marcus has accounted for a lot of things that have been positive on the field tonight, both offensively, defensively. He punted, got knocked down, made the tackle, touchdown saving tackles. So, you've got a leader in Marcus that is giving everything he has to help us win.
You're right, and a big part of this, Bulldogs aren't going to, I say that, I don't believe they're going to come back and win this game. But a lot of football left to play, only second week of the season. So it does they get to see, who is going to put that effort all the way to the fourth quarter, and who's going to step up and say, yeah, I'm doing more. I want more, no matter the score, no matter what it is, because it is a long way to go in this season, and they've got to find some of that out.
And honestly, the guys in the green shirts down there, the coaches, they know who it is. They've been with them enough. It's those guys showing us who is going to give it all they have and show their loved ones in the bleachers who have traveled over here to watch them that they're not going to quit.
All right, it will be Burnett to kick off, start the second half. They trail 30-0 to the Eastview Patriots. Sam Rodriguez will kick off for the Bulldogs. Unfortunately, our first kickoff of the night.
We haven't seen this.
Kick it towards the sideline. Going to be returned from the 12-yard line. Up to the 25. Got an opening up near the 40 and up to about the 47-yard line. I think it's Tanner Nampkin. And they've just got players all over the field. He, with excellent quickness, gives them a first down to start the second half at the 48-yard line, their own 48.
You can, Eastview's going to come out and attack and probably try to score the rest of this quarter and see just how much they can do.
Ty Blair's at quarterback. Pistol formation with Rainey. Keyston Rainey behind Blair. Snap back. They hand it off to Rainey. Tries to bounce it outside. Now changes directions, and Bulldogs did a nice job forcing it one way, but just couldn't get him down, and then he changes directions and picks up 10 yards. Again, until he's on the ground, it's just you don't know if you will get him on the ground. 1st and 10 at the Burnett 42. 10-yard gain. Going to hand it off to Rainey again. He accelerates, finds a hole, still on his feet. Bounces around at about the 32-yard line. Going to give him 9, I guess the 33, 2nd and 1.
Mark, I've seen a lot of running backs that can accelerate out of a cut, but Rainey is good at it. He's quick, and when he puts his foot in the ground, he's accelerating faster than the defense can get him, and that's why he's had so much success tonight.
2nd down and 1. Hand off to Rainey again. This time, nicely done to corral him. He is going to get the first down. He picks up about a yard. 1st and 10, though, for Eastview as they move the chains at the 32-yard line.
I'm going to pull Rainey out and let somebody else carry it.
Yep. Let's see, is that 27? Metu is in the game, I believe. Snap back. A handoff up the middle. That is 22. Honeycutt, he was in the game earlier as well. Sorry, Honeycutt with the carry. Down to the 27. They do come out running the ball on every play here, which that has been just as successful as throwing. They threw a lot in that first half, but they've been able to mix it up. But here, running the ball and get it 2nd down and 6 from the 27-yard line. Pass out in the flat, though. They do throw it here, and it's caught, and he's very good at finding the receiver down to the 21-yard line. I did get another message in. I opened up, all of a sudden talk about different mascots. 1st and 10 at the 22 for the Patriots. Speaking of their mascot, going to hand it off to Honeycutt. He's hitting the backfield, but, even he's showing good power there. They had him in the backfield, and he gets to the 19-yard line. Ended up gaining a couple when he was hit well in the backfield.
Well, that shows when you tackle up high that you might get carried for a few yards. You're right, Mark. We were talking about our sub-varsities playing Eastview, and I think our freshman won pretty big. Scored 70.
Oh, my. I hope the varsity doesn't know that. Pass out in the flags. Incomplete.
Coach Messer's telling me that volleyball tonight in Wimberley, that the varsity and the JV both fell short, and the 9th grade volleyball team won. I think may have gone undefeated in that. I'm not quite sure, but I think they won some games yesterday too.
Pass, a penalty marked off, and I've got a answer to the deer. Thank you, Mr. Mac Burnett. 2nd down and 13 after the penalty. It's a lengthy one. We'll have to get into that. You knew the answer would be out there. They faked. No, they do hand it off to Honeycutt, and Bulldogs all over it, and then a flag.
Probably a face mask, which would be so unfortunate.
Yes, because they had him in the backfield, and Honeycutt, it would have been 3rd and long. Yep. And a 15-yard penalty against the Bulldogs. That'll get an automatic 1st down. Wow, that's quite an interesting story. I do appreciate the comfort answer. 1st and 10 at the 12. To throw, middle of the field, catch is made, and they try to tackle him, and he's at the 1. I don't know how Blair got that out, but he did. He gets another 10-yard gain. It'll be 1st and goal at the 1 for Eastview.
Blair is forced to throw that off his back foot with nothing on it, and he still gets it down to the 2. Really strong arm. Very impressive quarterback.
And he's in shotgun. Rainey back in. 1st and goal from the 1. It will be Rainey, and I don't think he got in.
No, he didn't.
Good job. Pushing back there by the Bulldog defensive line. 2nd down and goal from the 1.
Who was that? John Kamek, I think. Pimentel's lined up over there too, so maybe been him.
2nd and goal. Blair sends a man in motion. High snap, but he's going to hand it off to Rainey. And Rainey gets in for the touchdown. 1-yard touchdown run. For Rainey, makes it 36. There go the lights again. That scares me.
I wonder how much money they spent on
doing
stadium lights that can flicker like that.
I mean, they rotate around the stadium and it goes completely dark. I've never seen that before in a high school. They do the swinging gate, but now here comes the kicking unit on. So they take the opening kickoff. 52 yards for the score. Rainey again. So I believe that's his, might have missed one, at least his fourth touchdown, 3rd touchdown.
I'd like to know how big he is. He's got, if he has good size, he could play at the next level.
And snap was no good, but the whistle had blown, so something, maybe a delay. Oh, a timeout before. Maybe it was about to be a delay. So a timeout on the extra point, I think. Okay, I'm going to do this fast. Did they take the timeout?
Well, they asked for it.
Yep, they're going to. So I'm going to keep it here because I'm the one who brought all this up, and it's my fault. And so not to get too distracted. I do find these things interesting. Thank you, Mr. McBurnett. But this is the story from what I'm reading here. It's what was sent to me. Comfort ISD may be one of the few, if not the only school district with two mascots, the Bobcats and the Deer. 1928-29 school year, the girls' basketball team was undefeated. In old photographs, the team was shown wearing white blouses and black bloomers. The athletic department apparently did not have funds to purchase uniforms on the girls' team, so they decided they would get uniforms the old-fashioned way. They would earn them. The team worked to raise money for the uniforms in several ways: sold candy, advertised basket suppers, and put on all the girls' play since the boys would not participate. After all the funds raised activities, the girls had enough money, and here's the extra point, and then I'll finish the story. Reyes to kick the extra point. Snap is back. Hold is good. It's on the way. And the new score with 7:50 to go in the third quarter. It is now 37-0. 37-0. The Patriots lead the Bulldogs. Again, just not able to really slow them down. So to finish that story. The boys didn't participate. The girls did not want to be called Bobcats or Lady Bobcats. They wanted to name all their very own. The 29-30 season opened with the girls wearing the real uniforms they had designed. Blue shorts with a gold jersey with blue trim. The number was on the back of the jersey and a deer on the front. The deer head was designed below the V-neck jersey blouse, and the antlers went up each side of the neckline. There you have why there are. And the one thing that I did, as I recall, the other thing, thanks, Coach Messer, is that I believe it is the deer, the girls, but I'm almost certain it has antlers. So now you can talk about cattle. No, that's not the case, but with white-tailed deer.
Well, since you brought, I'm going to bring up one other, but I bet those were impressive-looking uniforms.
I bet they were.
And good for them. Good for them for going out and making their own way there. And what year was that? 30?
28, 29, 29, 30.
Wow. Now, our first high school jobs when we started working,
raised to kick off,
was in Paradise, Texas, and we lived in Bridgeport. And I don't know if this counts.
Picked up from the 15, still on his feet, trying to get to the outside and out of bounds at about the 25. Sorry.
I don't know if this counts for Mr. McBurnett's story, but in Bridgeport, the boys are the bulls and the girls are the sissies. So I don't know. Maybe that counts as two different mascots. And I think that's still the way it is today. So
I'm not
maybe there's two.
I'm not going to deny
bulls and
that.
sissies.
It's interesting. Did not know that.
Did not.
We are full. This is almost full of good information. Let me finish that sentence. All right. Now, right now, the Bulldogs just trying to get something positive going. Check who's in the backfield there. Two receivers to the left, one to the right. 1st and 10 at the 25. Snap back, going to hand it off up the middle.
Might be Coronado.
Well, I thought it was Coronado at first, but I wanted to make sure. They have run some other running backs in there, and I just wasn't 100% sure. Couldn't see it was Coronado. 22 with the carry, and he gains. They had it at the 26, and he gets to the 30, so a gain of 4. 7:20, the clock runs. In the third quarter, 37-0, been all Eastview. So, trip receivers to the right. Coronado to the right of Murray. Murray throws it out in the flat. Pimentel with the catch, trying to get blockers. But, again, they had help from the inside, and he loses a yard to the 29. Just such quickness.
Yeah, Marcus has given everything he has, but he continues to try to run that back up inside, and it's just not there. Coronado with 18 yards is our leading rusher tonight so far.
So it's 3rd and almost 8 now. Do appreciate you joining us. Snap back. And we have more information. Pass, middle of the field, catch is made. Good throw, and Murray had to stand in there again. Let's see, Williams went down and got it, and pressure was coming. That'll get it up to the 38-yard line. So a 10-yard gain and a first down. Good job there. Keep the drive going. Murray to Williams. And you find out, see, we're so limited. We think that we know all of this. No, Floresville are the Jaguars and the Tigers. Thank you, Carrie Beth. So the handoff to Coronado. He breaks the tackle, still on his feet, the spin move, past midfield. Good run by Coronado. For a second, I thought he might break even a longer one, but a good, tough run. He does such a good job with that spin move to keep the chains moving. Up to the 48-yard line on the Eastview side of the field. So that was a 14-yard gain.
Yeah, very solid run right there, and he held on to the ball. He got a little pressure and tried to knock it out of his hand, but he held on to it.
1st and 10 at the 48. Snapback. They hand it off to Coronado, trying to get to the outside. Breaks the tackle from behind, still on his feet. And that time, he showed his upper body strength there. They can't tackle him just from the shoulder pads, and he gets Coronado with the run to the 35-yard line. 13 more yards.
Well, Coronado's showing he's the fastest guy that we have, and he did exactly what he needs to do, just try to outrun those guys instead of cutting it back up, and he was able to outrun that defender.
They got a shoulder pad, but he just able to pull away from it. 1st and 10. Handed off up the middle to Coronado, and he's pushed back after a yard or two gain. Let's see, that's down to give him the 33. They do, 2-yard gain. Bulldogs trail 37-0, 4:52 to go in the third quarter here in Georgetown against Eastview. Again, the stadium shared by Georgetown High and the Eastview Patriots. 2nd down and 8. Trip receivers to the left. Murray in shotgun. Coronado to his left. Swing pass out to Coronado. Can he get around the edge? He does. He has a little space, and he's brought down at about the 27-yard line. Short of the first down by a couple. Gain of 6. 3rd down and 2. 3rd and 2. Well, that was kind of a dangerous play all the way around, but well executed there by everybody. Good pass, caught him in stride, got the blocking. He had to find a little seam.
Bulldogs showing a little bit of tempo offense themselves here and have found a little bit of a rhythm, and Eastview still has all of their starters in, so this is a good drive.
3rd down and 2 from the Eastview 27. Man goes in motion, Stanford. They hand it off to him. He does find the block and the first down. Good job of turning it up. Stanford with the carry to the 21-yard line. That's a gain of 6 and moves the chains.
Yeah, that was a tough run by Colt there. Ducked his head and hit that defender.
What is this? Ref's talking over here, though. Okay, they move the ball.
Illegal
shift.
Really? I didn't see that.
I didn't either. And, that's going to negate the first down. Big play there. Instead of first down, it's 3rd and 7.
I had to question that one, Mark. There's no movement at all on that play. And there was puzzling.
So it is back to the 32-yard line now, so that 3rd and long do not have the first down. Even the little things have gone against the Bulldogs tonight. Trip receivers to the right, 2 to the left, empty backfield for Murray on 3rd and long. Here comes the pressure, stands in the pocket, pass is incomplete, trying to get it to Pimentel. Took a little time to get there. And then it's 4th and now long, 4th and 7.
Oh, again, just the tight coverage. There's just no room to put the ball in there.
Yep. That one, it scared you a second. That one more step, the defender coming in to pick it, but it was knocked away. 4th and 7. Bulldogs trying to keep the drive going. They're at the Eastview 32. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Murray. Man goes in motion. Looks to throw. Has time. Throws it short. Incomplete. Wasn't going to get the first down anyway.
3 deep receivers, and all of them with a red shirt standing right beside them. There's just nowhere to throw the ball.
Incomplete and turnover on downs. So Eastview will come back on the field. They'll start at their own 32-yard line. 3:08 to go. 3:08 to go in the third quarter. 37-0 Eastview. And the Bulldogs trying to dig in deep here and know they got to be tired. Big deficit. 1st and 10 for the Patriots. They start at their own 32-yard line. Again, the quarterback, Blair. In shotgun. Snap back. Going to hand it off to Rainey. Rainey
hold.
He's taken down at about the 36-yard line.
You know,
37, sorry.
Definitely don't want to speculate on anything, but we haven't seen Kastner since that first quarter, so hope he's okay.
2nd down. And about 5 for the Patriots. Pistol formation. Going to hand it off. Nope, pass out in the flat. Catch is made. With a lot of traffic around, but somehow it gets to Caleb Hill for the Patriots, and he gets the first down, at the 42-yard line. Gain of 5.
Impressive throw by Blair. He's able to squeeze that ball in between 2 or 3 white shirts.
Clock runs 2:12 left to go in this third quarter here from Georgetown. Rainey to the right of Blair. Snap back. Pressure comes up the middle. He gets the pass out, though, and catch is made by Luke Martin. Gets up to the 48-yard line. Gain of 6. 2nd down. 2nd down and 4 for the Patriots. They lead 37-0 over the Bulldogs here in the third quarter. Trip receivers to the right. 1 to the left, short side of the field for Eastview. Blair, pass out in the flat, and this time I believe it was Martin again. Couldn't hold. No, it wasn't. It was DeMel. Seth DeMel dropped it. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 4. 3rd and 4 for Eastview.
Burnett has put Eastview in a number of 3rd down situations. Just haven't been able to get them off the field.
Yeah, even from the early going, they put them in, got them to 3rd down, but they were able to convert again and again. 3rd down, snap back to throw in the pocket, in the middle of the field.
That's
incomplete.
Good coverage.
Yeah, good coverage.
Williams.
4th down and 4.
He read that route, that crossing route, all the way and was even in front of it.
So 4th down and 4 for the Patriots. They will go for it at their own 48-yard line. Blair now looks to the sideline. He drops back a little. This could actually be a punt. It is the quick kick. And Bulldogs really just need to stay away from that. Takes a good bounce, and it's going to end up, boy, everything is bounced right for the Patriots tonight to the 4-yard line. They do force the punt, but even with that, the quarterback Blair has done it all at that time. He puts the punt, the quick kick inside the 5 at the 4 where the Bulldogs will start the drive. Give the Bulldogs another situation they might have gone for it, but the Bulldogs did force them into a situation that said, hey, to punt it, and you like to see that. Now your offense, unfortunately, is looking with the shadow of the goalpost right behind you. Able to move the ball a little bit in the last drive. See if they can build on that. 59 seconds to go in the third quarter. Bulldogs trail 37-0. Murray in shotgun. He stands at the 1 yard line. He's going to hand it off to Coronado. A little skip move gets him up. Late flag. Let's see who this is on. Certainly, this is one of the things you don't want to be on the Bulldogs.
I don't think this one's going to be.
It is, but
based on the Eastview defenders trying to pull one of their
unsportsmanlike against Eastview.
They were trying to pull one of their teammates away and calm him down. So
he got to the 9, and then the 15 yards to give him the first down. And you do have to give credit to the Bulldogs, the coaches and the players. It's easy to get frustrated in a game like this, but keeping your cool matters. It moves them all the way to the 24-yard line. So first down at the 24, get out of the shadow a little bit of your own end zone. 2 backs in the backfield with Murray. Murray going to throw, pass out in the flat, and tried to get it to Stanford coming out of the backfield. He was there momentarily, but again, the pressure. Coronado picked up a block that helped him, but unfortunately, there was somebody coming from the other side as well, and it forced a little bit of hurry. But if Coronado doesn't get that block, Murray doesn't even have a chance. But it's 2nd down and 10 on the incompletion.
That's his 21st attempt tonight.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Murray sends a man in motion. They hand it on the sweep, and it's Williams, and he has to just does the right thing and cut it into whatever hole he could see. He gets it to the 24-yard line. Actually, he was further back. They ended up losing half a yard on that. I thought at least he got across, but he didn't. Again, just not much room there. It'll be 3rd and 10, so still at the 24, no gain.
Eastview played that pretty well. Yeah. The receiver wasn't able to block the defender too far to the outside, and so they just sent it up the alley where they had help.
And we go to the fourth quarter. It is 37-0. The Bulldogs trail Eastview on BTXSportsOnline.com and at the top of the hour, KMPN. Burn it.
Anita Carmen with Inspire Women, investing in women to serve at their God-given potential.
Have you been rebuking the storms in your personal life only to find that you have created even more turmoil? Perhaps it's time to stop being over-responsible for the chaos. Perhaps a better strategy is to recognize there are some storms that only God can silence. Mark 4:39-40 reminds us it was Jesus who got up, rebuked the wind, and said to the sea, "Silence, be still." It was in response to God's voice that the wind ceased and there was a great calm. If your voice is not getting the response you hope for, try silence for a change and give God the platform.
Join Anita Carmen at Inspire Women's Leadership Academy and develop the emotional fortitude to finish your mission.
Mark Edmondson, Roy Kaiser back with you live. Fourth quarter, 37-0. Eastview leads the Bulldogs. Bulldogs have it 3rd and 10 from their own 24-yard line. Trip receivers to the right, short side of the field. Murray going to hand it off on the draw to Coronado, and kind of looked like it might be a good play to start with, but again, they had the quickness to cover it up after a gain of about 3, and it'll bring up 4th down from the 27-yard line. Bulldogs will send out their punting team.
You know, I can't tell, Mark, and I think it's a combination of both. Eastview is, we've talked about their athleticism, but they also seem pretty disciplined for their assignments. They stay home and do their job, and that didn't fool anybody.
Pimentel gets the kick away and takes kind of a sideways bounce into one of the Bulldogs. I think Williams at the 50-yard line, 49-yard line on the Burnett side of the field. So they'll start at the Burnett 49 after the punt.
Williams catches everything, even the punts.
Yeah. So it'll be at the Burnett 49. 11:15 to go in the ball game. And you want to just keep playing hard. Right now it is really about getting out of here with, you hope no injuries and just regroup for next week. We'll be on the road at Little River Academy. That'll be a 7:30 kickoff. Again, back to the 7:30 kickoff schedule next week. Hand it off to Rainey. Still bouncing outside, still on his feet. Gets inside the 40. To the 38-yard line, a gain of about 11. 1st and 10 at the 37. We'll call it 37, sorry. First and 10. It's different quarterback throws. Catch is made. That was number 5 throwing to number 2. So Luke Martin with the catch. Quarterback is Ryan Miley. Miley with the throw to Martin. So Miley in at quarterback. 2nd down and 2. Rainey to the right of Miley. Snap back. No, it's not Rainey. Sorry. Bounces outside. Missed tackle. Still on his feet is Honeycutt. Honeycutt gets down to the 20. They've got plenty of weapons. That'll get a 1st down for Eastview.
Adler Gehring in on the tackle.
First and 10 for Eastview at the 20. Pistol formation. Miley at quarterback. Hands it off to Honeycutt. No, he keeps it himself, then throws it. I'm not sure he wasn't past the line of scrimmage, but it's incomplete. They did have a man wide open because he was running the ball. Miley, he might have had, you have to be completely past the line of scrimmage, but he did throw it out there on the run, and it was incomplete.
It was close, but I think he was behind it.
It's going to be, 2nd down. Something's not right. They had a pass incompletion. He didn't make any yards. Why did they give him 2? They gave him 2 yards like he caught it. If he'd have caught it, he'd have scored a touchdown. There was nobody by him. Incomplete. They back to the 20. Okay. I'll just move it ahead 2 yards. 2nd and 10 from the 20. Miley at quarterback. Rolls out, left-handed, throws out, and catch is made at the 15-yard line by Seth DeMel. That makes it 3rd down and 5 from the 15. 9:40 clock runs here in the 4th quarter. 37-0. The Patriots lead. That is number 5 at quarterback. Yes, 5. Ryan Miley at quarterback. 3rd down and 5. In the shotgun pass out in the flat, catch is made to Honeycutt. He just was alone out there and gets it to the 4, so they pick up the 1st down. That was a 9-yard gain.
Miley is also a senior, Mark. He looks pretty confident back there, too.
1st and goal from the 4. Miley gets it, going to hand it off. No, keeps it himself, but he breaks a tackle and runs in. They had a chance to knock him down for a loss, but Miley will take it in for the 4-yard score. And there go the lights. And that makes it 43 with the extra point to come, 43-0. So Miley, the new quarterback, runs it in. Extra point attempt. Snap is back, hold is good. Kick is on the way, and it is good. We'll go ahead and take a short break. 8:49 to go in the ballgame. 43-0. The Bulldogs trail the Eastview Pirates on BTX SportsOnline.com. KMPN 95.9 FM.
None of us wants our most secret conversations revealed. We don't want the curtain pulled back on things we've said over the phone, yet God knows every word we say and every thought we think. The Bible tells us the secrets we've whispered in the dark will someday be proclaimed for all to hear. On that day, we will each be held accountable. However, Jesus died to help us, to purge the record of every person who asks Him for forgiveness. To learn more, call 888-NEED-HIM or chat with us live at needhim.org.
Mark Edmondson back with you live. That cut off abruptly. All right, still on. Sorry, I'm going to hit that. Okay, that just the commercial went off strangely. I apologize for that. It is 44-0. They hadn't put the extra point up there. My fault.
I can update you on
yes,
some scores.
Yes, please do. I'm sorry.
Real quickly. So Brownwood is entering the fourth quarter up on the Wall Hawks 10-7. It's a close game.
Yeah.
Stephenville beat Everman 59. Well, they're beating Everman 59-14. Also in the fourth quarter. Lampasas 21, Salado 10. This says halftime, so I imagine it's a little later than that. And then Gerald is up 14-7 on Marble in the third quarter.
Return from the 8-yard line for the Bulldogs. Hit hard at the 20 and push back is David Prather. 21-yard line is where the Bulldogs will start this drive. 8:40 to go in the game, down 44-0.
I said earlier that we were going to Little River Academy, going to Waco first, but we don't. We go to Belton first.
Oh.
And I want to make sure not that anyone is going to not look at their GPS and they're going to rely on me
they're gonna go.
to get
We're
them
going
to
to
Little
Waco,
River.
then turning the GPS on because Roy said.
Well, there's some good places to eat in Waco, but
yes,
if
sir.
you want to go way out of your way.
First and 10 for the Bulldogs. 8:40 to go. Making sure everybody, no changes there. Murray at quarterback. Coronado to his left. Two receivers to the right, one to the left. Man goes in motion. Going to hand it off to Coronado up the middle. Still on his feet. It's a little push there. Stopped at the 26-yard line. A gain of 5. Clock will run. 8:28 to go. Fourth quarter. 44-0 Eastview. Bulldogs have had a couple of drives end inside the 20, but have not been able to sustain much. Pimentel and Williams split wide left. Coronado to the right of the quarterback. Murray on second down and 5 from the 26-yard line. Snap back to Murray. Hands it off to Coronado, runs into his own man, breaks the tackle, pushes forward, gets the first down.
Great run.
It really was. He hit his own guy, pushed him out of the way, and then got through a defender to get up to the 33-yard line. Gain of 7 and a first down.
Yeah, Coronado's still running tough.
Two receivers to the left, one to the right.
Slow it down here.
Yeah.
There we go.
They look to the sideline.
46 yards rushing for Coronado at this point.
There will be better days ahead for this team, so the throw gets rid of it, and catch is made by Williams. That's a good route and a good throw again with pressure coming up to near the 50, 49-yard line. That's a 16-yard gain from Murray to Williams. First down for the Bulldogs at their own 49. Under 7 minutes now. Clock runs in the ball game. 44-0 Eastview.
That should put Murray over the 100-yard mark.
Trip receivers to the right, one to the left. Handed off to Coronado. Fights through one tackle. Pulled down. Does get past midfield to the Eastview 47-yard line. It's a gain of about 4. Second down and 6. Good, hard, tough running inside.
That will almost match the leading total rushing that we had last week at 52 yards.
Strip receivers to the right, one to the left, short side of the field to throw. They go that way to Williams, and he can't come up with it. It was kind of falling down. Got into his hands, but couldn't corral it. Incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd down and 6.
Thought I was watching the instant replay of the last time he caught the ball. I mean, the same kind of dive fall, right, but this time he couldn't hold on.
3rd down and 6. Ball at the Eastview 47-yard line. Clock stopped on that incompletion. 6:04 to go in the game. Now they got to hurry. Play clock at 3. And don't get it off.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to. Oh, he finally threw the flag. I thought he was going to let it go.
Yep.
Good call by the back judge.
Yeah. I'm not sure. We just kind of got lost in that for a second. So 5 yards marked off makes it 3rd down and 11. Back on the Burnett side of the field at the 48. Murray waits for the snap, has it to throw, has to get rid of it, does, and intercepted. Return still at midfield, on his feet, number 21. That's Evan Johnston. And it was close to completion, and he did a good job. Johnston was able to step in and get the 3rd turnover of the night for the Patriots. Johnston with the interception returns it about 20. There's a flag back at the 50. I'm thinking on the return. Isn't there a flag there at about the 47?
Yeah, but he's about to make the call.
Yeah. So during the return, an illegal block. So
well, you know, Mark, that was bound to happen.
Yeah.
The amount of pressure that Murray, and he stood in there and took it and got hit, and but that time just really no one in the area.
So it'll go back to the 37. The interception is made by Eastview. They'll start at their own 37-yard line after the penalty. 5:38 to go in the game, 44-0 Eastview. I believe that is Miley again in at quarterback. Might be a different running back, try to get that number. And they do hand it off to that running back, and it might be Honeycutt again. Let's see if it's. It is Honeycutt, 22. Blake Honeycutt with the carry, and he gets yardage to the 42-yard line. Gain of 5, 2nd down and 5. Clock runs, 5:17 and counting in the ball game. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Pistol formation. Handed off to Honeycutt again. Has a hole up the middle, spin move, and taken down. Doesn't quite get to the 50, the 48 or 49. We'll say the 48-yard line. A gain of 6. And it'll give them the 1st down, I believe. Should be a 1st down. It is. They'll reset the chains. Clock already running. 4:43 left in the ball game.
Ellis Starkey for the Bulldogs playing nose, making that tackle. 1st
and 10. Passing, and they have a man wide open. And they throw it Miley to number 24, Adam Sponsel. And nobody stayed with them, and there go the lights. I don't even I think everybody just not really thinking they were going to pass again, and we just didn't account for Sponsel, and he goes in from 52 yards out, a 52-yard touchdown pass from Miley to make it from Miley to Sponsel. Extra point attempt will get this in. Extra point kick is up, and it's good, and that makes it 51-0 with 4:25 to go. Go ahead and take this short break on BTX Sports Online, KMPN 95.9 FM.
He was just a young man, but his mistakes landed him in prison. The ultimate wake-up call. He finally really wanted to get his life straightened out. Now, your prison may not be a correctional facility. You may be held captive by sinful habits or an unhealthy lifestyle. But you can begin again. Jesus died for your sins, offering you forgiveness and a new path for life. Find out how to begin a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. Call or text us at 888-NEED-HIM or chat with us online at chataboutjesus.com.
Mark Edmondson, Roy Kaiser back with you live. So it's 51-0, 4:25 to go. Again, Bulldogs just trying to get these last few minutes off the clock and regroup so they can go home and start looking ahead to next week's game.
Well, we mentioned your
go ahead.
We mentioned your alma mater, so I got to mention mine. Abilene High over crosstown rival Abilene Cooper, 35-20 in the fourth quarter. So to get another win over those guys.
Yeah. Well, your hometown has probably won a few more games than mine. So let's just. I mentioned how we got beat by the Randolph Roadhawks. Shout out to Mr. Molina. Mr. Molina, I know this weekend, special weekend for him, his homecoming in Smithville, and where he is just, well, more than a local celebrity, but very, very highly thought of throughout the community. So, yeah, that's for you, Molina.
Probably more his wife than him.
Well, definitely more her. Bounces on the kickoff, picked up at about the 22-yard, and then hit hard. Oh. My goodness. Bulldogs will start at about their own 23-yard line. And do have safe trip and enjoy your weekend, Mr. Molina. So, again, hitting hard right to the end there. Good, clean hit, but just, again, they've been able to be all over the field. Burndall started their own 25-yard line.
I wonder if you see Murray here or Pimentel at quarterback to finish this out. It'll be Murray.
Find out. Murray.
Or is it?
No. Looks like number one.
Number one.
Charles Edwards. Isn't that what I saw?
That's what I see.
And I think also Peyton Lopez in the backfield. He'll hand it off to Lopez. Lopez with the carry.
Good run.
Yeah.
Edwards is a junior.
And picks up yardage up to the 31. So Edwards with a nice run to the outside. Kind of built similar to Coronado. But
some excited parents somewhere in the bleachers.
Yes, absolutely. And you do. You want to, when you get your chance, you give it every bit of effort. And this is the time to do that. So second down and 4 after the 6-yard gain. Second down and 4 at the 31-yard line. Edwards at quarterback. He's going to hand it off on the sweep, trying to get to the outside is Lopez. Lopez still on his feet. He was hit and then goes down short of the first down. Peyton Lopez with the carry to the 39-yard line. 34. I was wishful thinking, but it is 3rd and 1. He gained about 4 yards, 3 or 4. 3rd and short, 3:07 to go in the game, 51-0. Eastview in control. That might have been an understatement when I said in control. That was really 3rd and 1. Bulldogs try to pick up this first down. Lopez in the backfield with Edwards. Hands it off to Lopez, and Lopez will get the first down up near the 39. Now they're to the 39. 5-yard gain for Lopez.
Puts him at the 20-yard mark.
Give him 6. They put it at the 40. 21-yard mark. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. 2:26. Clock runs again after they reset the chains. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Edwards shifts Lopez to his right. Snap back. Going to throw out in the flat. Catch is made. So Edward gets his first varsity completion. I'm pretty sure of that, too. Yep. Cason O'Hare to the 45-yard line. 45-yard line.
Good-looking throw.
It was. Right on the money. O'Hare with the catch. That gained 5 yards for him. Second down and 5 for the Bulldogs. 1:43 left in the game. Clock is running. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Second down and 5. Going to hand it off to Lopez. He's hit, pushes forward to about the 47-yard line. Gain of 2. Bring up third down. 3rd and 4. Let Caleb know we will be wrapping it up pretty quickly down the line after the game. We'll take a break, come back, and give a few stats. Not going to be a lot of those, unfortunately, for the Bulldogs tonight, and wrap it up from here. 3rd down. Handoff to Lopez. He's hit by 1 defender. Stays on his feet and gets up past the 50. Lunges forward to the 48-yard line on the Eastview side of the field. And that's a gain of 5 and a first down. That does move the chains. 40 seconds to go. Clock's running again. Maybe a couple more plays here for the Bulldogs.
This game's going to end before 9:30.
Start at 7. That is very strange. Another reason to make sure Caleb knows we are going to end early here. Roll Edwards to the right. Throw up, going to pull it down, and he'll be run out of bounds. So Edwards will pick up a couple of yards to the 46-yard line. Gain of 2. Did run out of bounds, so 16 seconds on the clock. Clock stopped.
That's the 10th ball carrier we've had tonight, Mark. Run out of space.
Edwards has it. 2nd down and 8. Or he's in shotgun. Lopez to his left. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Edwards. Pressure comes. He rolls. Throws it deep and couldn't quite get it there. Had to kind of throw off his back foot as he had to get out of pressure. 8 seconds left on the incompletion. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and 8.
Couldn't quite throw it that far, Mark, but I'm telling you, I'm impressed with his feet.
Yeah.
He's got a little bit of speed and elusiveness.
Yeah, to get away from those defenders there. Yes. Yeah, he couldn't get his body turned around to make that throw. So Edwards, a junior. Possibly the last play of the game. 3rd and 8 from the 46. Edwards rolls. Sets up. Now he pulls it down. Going to run. Still on his feet, and he slides down at about the 32, and that will end the ball game. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick break, come back, and we'll get you the final stats. And thanks, Coach Messer, for making sure you stay with us till the end. And, yes, always bring up food. And our final score, the Burnett Bulldogs fall to the Georgetown Eastview Patriots 51-0 on BTXSportsOnline.com and KMPN 95.9 FM.
When you stop to think about it, prayer can seem too good to be true. The God who created the universe invites you to talk with him anytime you like about anything you like, and yet
there's so many people that say, well, I don't feel like praying. I only pray when I feel like it.
Billy Graham.
Have a definite time that you set aside and pray when you least feel like it. The will is involved here too. Prayer is work. And many times you make yourself keep your appointment with God, and out of some of those moments come your most precious moments and some of your greatest answers to prayer.
Discover more about the importance of prayer. Go to findpeacewithgod.net. That's findpeacewithgod.net.
We pray tonight that thy Holy Spirit will draw all men unto the Savior. For we ask it in his name. Amen.
We're the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association.
Mark Edmondson back with you live. Thank you for all the wishes for a safe trip home. Appreciate that. Do appreciate always y'all checking in. I do kid some, Coach Messer and others about different things, but don't want to ever, of course, Molina. A happy birthday, Ashley Lunsford, this weekend. But I don't want it to ever be thought that it doesn't matter, because I guarantee you we love the fact that you're tuning in to us. and checking, even if it's not every minute. We realize, but if you can't be there, we appreciate it. Have for all these years, and so I'm so grateful for those of you to care to listen in to bring what these kids and this is where I was leading with this. We've called all kinds of games last year. The season we had a really strong season that we got to have the playoffs for the first time in a long time. But we've called all types of games in all weathers, so to speak. And the bottom line is it is still the kids go out there, and from football players to the esprit de corps, the coaches, but everybody involved. It is the hard work they put in. And I do care the score. It matters, but it'll never make me think less of all the hard work they put in. And so I want that to be always known because it sure matters to me. I know it does to you, but it just does, and I appreciate all of it.
For sure.
So much.
And just to top that off, the conversations we have that might stray a little bit from football, don't want to diminish the effort that we see from everybody involved, just to try to make it a little fun too.
Well,
on our
it
part.
is. It's a long time, and at some point, you and I got to try to be entertaining. We got to try. But it is true. But it means so much for everybody listening in. Let's get these final stats and let's reset from this game. We're going to just not try to think about this one too much. The score.
Go play some bumblebees. Take a ride in Belton. All right, Murray.
Not Waco.
Murray. 10 of 24 tonight for 101 and 1 interception. Through the air, on the other side of that, it looks like Williams was our leading receiver with 10 catches and 22 yards. Although Coronado had 3 catches for 29 yards, so that was close. Pimentel had 4 catches for 73 yards. So some productivity from 4 or 5 receivers. And then, like I said, everybody that had a number on tonight in the single digits carried the football. But Coronado was our leading ground gainer with 15 carries for 50 yards and did a great job watching him run. Lopez had a productive night with 7 carries for 28. And that just about wraps it up for that.
Yeah.
The rest are kind of single digits.
Yeah, and it just was that kind of night. They won the toss, did Eastview, and said, we'll give it to you first. They go out and get a fumble, set up a short field, score. The Bulldogs there, it's kind of hard to think back, but it was 16-0. The Bulldogs had a bit of a drive, but just never were really able to threaten Eastview because they just were able to always find a way to either make a play to keep a drive going. Just had a lot of athletes all over the field, and they made plays, and it shows in this 51-0 defeat. But you can. That's one of the nice things. I know this is the kind you really want to. You're ready to get back. I say that, but you need the time to rest. But get back on the field next week and get. They're going to play better. It's going to be a competitive game. I'm not sitting here saying no, we're going to win. I'm going to think we are and going to root for us too, but I don't know that. But it'll be a more competitive game, and look forward to that. And they just need to get back on the field that way. But tonight you got to lick your wounds a little bit. Give it to Eastview. Good team, played very well. It'll be interesting to see what they do as the year progresses. And but when you're playing back-to-back week with D1 players on teams, and the one thing you can kind of try to hang your hat on, this is an extremely good district we're going to be playing in. We have no reason to be, as good as they will be, scared of anybody with some
That's
of
true.
It really is. I mean, Stephenville ranked number 1 in the state, but this team out in 4A, but I can't imagine this Patriot team not playing them well. So, and
well, and Eastview needs these players because they've got to go against Rouse and Leander and Glenn, and so they've got their hands full too.
And that 5A Division I. So we do appreciate you joining us. The Bulldogs again showed that desire to fight to the end and got some other players in there. Maybe that helps them a little down the road. as you said, so many different players carrying the ball. So you reset and go back at it. Next week we will be regular 7 o'clock pregame, 7:30 scheduled kickoff from Little River Academy. We do appreciate you joining us. We'll have our final spot rolling out for Caleb down the line to let you take us off the air. And we do appreciate everybody helping us throughout the night and joining us. Thank Coach Kaiser. We'll be back with you next week. The Bulldogs fall to the Georgetown Eastview Patriots 51-0 on BTXSportsOnline.com and KMPN 95.9 FM. Thank you and good night.
And thanks for listening to tonight's special presentation of Burnett Bulldog High School Football at 95.9 FM, KMPN Burnett. This game has been produced exclusively through Camp and Isle of Marble Falls, which is celebrating over 70 years of camping ministry in the Marble Falls area, and the KHCB Network. We hope you'll join in next time for more of the action of Burnett High School football, brought to you by Mark Edmondson and Roy Kaiser. We now join our regular programming already in progress. Thanks for listening.